Well, good evening, racing fans. Welcome to Racing Action from Grand River Raceway for this Monday evening. Our first dash will go to post in approximately 20 minutes. Track listed as fast, and we'll get a look at the changes on this evening's card of racing. Note there are no changes, races 1, 2, or 3. No changes, races 1, 2, or 3, which means there is a change in race number 4. And it is a scratch of number 7, Vendetta Blue Chip. Race 4, scratch 7, Vendetta Blue Chip. Races 5 and 6 have no changes. No changes. Races 5 or 6. Race number 7, number 3, Top of the Bar, has an equipment change. Steel to aluminum shoes all around. Steel to aluminum shoes on all 4. And races 8 through 10, no changes. Once again, reviewing races 1 and 2, no changes. In fact, no changes in the third as well. It is now 17 minutes to post time and time to welcome in my co-host and the handicapping expert here at Grand River Raceway, live from Margaritaville, the Palace in Newmarket. How are you doing, buddy?
Quickest changes I think I've ever seen, though, too. Quick time changes here tonight at the River. Not many to report on, which is great. So the card kind of goes as planned and as handicapped for myself, Gary Guy, Conley, Ken Middleton, and all the others that provide selections, on X and beyond for Grand River Raceway. But yeah, it's Monday. We got 10 dashes on tap for you, and it's a 6-4 split. Pace to trot. We do have one 2-year-old affair for 2-year-old fillies of the pacing variety in race number 3. And we also have top condition classes on both the trot and pace. So it's a real nice card top to bottom. And the finale tonight should be real good. Nice matchup, Ideal Perception, track record holder back in action. And I think that's going to be a real nice dash to finish it off. Dogs, Phillies, Cheese last time second to that one. So kind of a rematch between them, and I think it's going to be a real nice horse race to finish off the card. But as you know, my favorite bets are those multi-leg wagers, the pick 4s, the pick 5s, and of course the card always kicks off with that early pick 5. Low takeout, 15%, guaranteed pool, $5,000. And Gary and I will come back, give you our suggested wagers for that sequence at about 8 minutes to post. 8 minutes to post, so the first of 10 races here this evening at Grand River Raceway. And as always, we always begin the night off by looking at our multi-leg wagers or suggested multi-leg wagers for the early pick five starting rate away in race number one. Guaranteed pool $5,000, low takeout 15%. There's my ticket on the screen right now. And we're going three by three by three to kick it off, and same numbers actually, exact same order for me too in the first two races this evening. I'm going 6-3-1. And in this opening dash, I mean, I'm using the 1, 3, and 6. Toronto makes a transition to the river. We've seen that have so much success. Horses, for Team Hensley have had success making that move, and Toronto certainly fits in very nicely with this group. A Sportsline raced well last time. Long way on the engine before getting picked up by Ideal Perception and Doc's Philly Cheese. We're going to be back in that top condition class, whereas he gets to drop down a notch. And Good and Sweet, I thought, raced really well. First time Lasix, last time out. Second, just 3/4 of a length away from victory at 101-1. 136 for me in the opening leg. 136 for me in race number two as well. I like the 6 Blue Devil, hoping that he will be, the kind of number he is morning line in the multi-leg wagers. Not sure he'll be that price vertically when we get to that race. But I thought last time raced a lot better than the program line looks. And just thinking that second start Jason Libby, getting back on a regular rotation, um, is all things that are going to move in the right direction for Blue Devils. So love that one's chances. Using the 1 and 3 as well. I think they're the kind of the logical ones. Amigo Mio has had success in this class. A victory on June 24th. Moscow Moon dropping back down. Those two I think you have to kind of have in the mix, but Blue Devil's the one I'm really having my sights on. And I'll likely play quite a few tickets actually with that one, maybe singled as well. Usually I like to play presses. That would be one that I'm going to press in race number two. Race 3, 1, 6, and 7. The one Greystone Playgirl grassroots competition last time I thought raced okay, but the qualifier I really liked on June 28th. I think that she fits in nicely getting here to the river. Dream Shot I thought raced really well in her qualifier on July the 12th, and Britta's Best Bet. She's already got to start over this track, and it was a decent effort at Prospect Series. You get Garrett Rooney aboard, and he won 7 of his 8 drives yesterday at Dresden. So hot hands of Garrett Rooney jumping aboard Britta's Best Bet in race number 3, 1, 6, and 7 for yours truly. Race 4, just the 4, Angry Angel. Easiest kind of winner last time in the class just below this. Still racing in, that non-winners of one maiden rank kind of class, but is stepping up to tougher competition. I do like the fact that we get her, back here at the river. Second start over the surface, second start with Travis Henry, and the efforts at Sarnia before that were really nice. So I'm going to go alone with her. Liked her last time. We'll like her again tonight. She'll likely be a short price. And race number 5, just the 2 and 7. Where's my phone? The 2 inside draw this time around. Has been racing, pretty well in recent efforts. 2 back, kind of a disappointing one, but other than that, really stellar performances in her last, 4 of her last 5 anyways. And then the 7, Raz and Jazz, getting back here to the river where she absolutely dominated her competition 2 and 3 starts ago. Just those 2 for me in the money leg, 2 and 7. $10.80 the cost of my ticket. Let's see what Gary Guy's got in store for us tonight.
Well, I see that we have a lot of difference of opinion throughout the card, so it'll be interesting. We only have 2 races this evening that we have the same top choice. And starting off in race number 1, well, difference of opinion because I do have Toronto on top, but I have the 3 and 6 in my pick 5, but I do not include one Good and Sweet. In the second race, right away, another difference of opinion. I have Archimedes and Moscow Moon, and so I'm not with you on Blue Devil or Amigo Mio. In race number 3, I've got 4 in there, and I actually think Kit Kat could be fine, even though that start in the gold wasn't great. But so I have the 4, 1, 6, and 7. I have 4 in there. So your 3 plus Kit Kat. Fourth race, completely in agreement. Turn the page to the 5th race. Disagree again. I have Where's My Phone on top, but I do have just the 2 alone. I don't even use Raz and Jazz. That tells you what I think there. Race number 5, just the 2 alone. Where's My Phone for a total price of $9.60. Spending a little bit more money. A little less, by the way.
A little less, yeah. I was gonna say a little less. But yeah, no, it's A difference of opinion, but we're still kind of in the same ballpark in many of those dashes. We do have six chances to both be winners, and I think we're kind of on, similar horses. Yeah, maybe different ones on top, but I think we're in the same neighborhood, Gary. Let's go look at Conley's ticket though. Let's see if Conley's differing from us too much. He was spending quite a bit going into the weekend. See, now we get to Monday, and he reins it in a bit. $7.20. 3, 4, and 8 here in the opening leg. So he's actually seeing things very differently than Gary and I here because we both have the 3 and 600 tickets. He's got Toronto, but he adds the 4 Reactor now and the 8B Stony. 3, 7, and 8 in race number 2. So neither Gary or Conley getting on board with my number 6 Blue Devil in there, but Conley is spreading out, looking for probably a price in that one. Archimedes, yeah, I've always liked that horse. Conley and Gary both having the ticket. I just not too sure about tonight. Couple of breaks in his last 3. I thought was maybe going to win last time here at the River when he made that break in stride back on June 19th. But in any event, I don't have him tonight. Race 3, he's keen to 7, Brita's best bet. Garrett Rooney jumping aboard, hot hands after winning 7 of 8 yesterday at Dresden. Race 4, the 3, 4, and 8. So same neighborhood there. Though I'm going alone with the 4 Angry Angel in there and happy to do so. And 2, 7 in race number 5. So we've got that one exactly the same. And I think Raz and Jazz is the horse in there. The last 2 here were absolutely stellar. And I think that she just needs to get back to the surface to get back to the winner's circle. But yes, I also have Where's My Phone? $7.20 for Conley. So we're all kind of in that, that range that we want to be comfortable in spending. So anyways, minute away or so to the horse will be moving out onto the track for the opening dash of the evening. Again, we do have the early pick 5 kicking off in the opener. Guaranteed pool $5,000, low takeout 15%. Gary and I will come back after the post for take a closer look at race number 1.
Field for race number 1 on parade. Race 1. Good and Sweet. Colin Keller for Kyle Boston and Steve Colvin. In the second race, in the first race, number 2, Captain Butler, Todd Ratchford for Nick Liadis. Number 3 is Toronto, Eddie Hensley for Ashley Hensley. Number 4 is Reactor Now, Brett McDonough for Richard Bro and Bradley Grant. Number 5, Pink Floyd, Hannah for Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. Number 6, Sportsline, Jay Harris for Patrick Bissett and Craig Parrott. Number 7, Fox Hunt, Sammy Filia for Terry McKibben and Paul Batter. Number 8 is B Stoney, Travis Henry for Mark Winnicott and Jim Maximo Racing. And 9 is Lime into Coconut. Scott Culver, Randy Parrish. It's a field of 9 for race number 1. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, Rob, when I said that we had a difference of opinion, you're right. We're close. It's just that we flipped the 3 and 6 here. You're going to say that Sportsline is going to get the better of my Toronto, and I certainly think there's some good logic to that, and it is one that comes in off of a good last start. And Sportsline also is dropping a level.
Dropping a level, yeah. And if I could lock in 7-1 right now on Sportsline, I would do so. I don't think we'll see that price come post time at all, because I just think it's the margin between those two is a lot closer than the odds board kind of shows us right now. Last time out, the effort was a good one. I mean, 25-3, 54-2, 122-3. I mean, him sticking with them late there. Ideal Perception, mind you, I thought raced tremendous, and Doc's Philly Cheese, but they're both in that top condition class again tonight, and he gets to move down a level. Now he does have to face a horse that makes the the trek from Mohawk Park and has been racing against really tough competition there, but he's also a camera shy type. 1 for 26 on Toronto. Sportsline's been lightly raced, obviously, but he does win it at a higher clip than that, especially in his career. 29 victories and almost 275,000 made. And I think he's in really good form coming back off the bench for Patrick Bissett. So I'm happy to put him on top here and be more than happy to play him in any kind of a number that would be north of 5-2, to be honest.
Well, if the odds were exactly the way they are, even though Toronto's my top pick, I certainly would be backing Sportsline. I thought they'd be pretty close. I know in my mind I thought some people would look at that last race, ninth beaten 12, and go, ooh, but that's pretty tough company.
Oh, it's very tough company. The Greek Freak, came right back to win too, right? He topped a mandatory high five event on the weekend at Mohawk Park. Frankie before that. I mean, Hungry Man, Emmett's Buddy, American history. You go through that run of horses there, very, very difficult ones. And Boston Bound, who's one that we've seen have success here at the River, he beat that one by a pretty healthy margin, almost 2 lengths, June the 10th at Mohawk Park. But again, that was his get off the schneid victory this season. He's got 11 on the board finishes, but he's just 1 for 26. So I've seen him have a lot of opportunities to get to the winner's circle. He doesn't necessarily, always get there, but obviously a horse that certainly, does well overall for Team Hensley, and a logical choice in here. I just, I'm using him in the multi-legs. I just thought that, Sportsline might be the better value, and right now he's proving to be.
Number 1, Good and Sweet, 12-1 on the board. I left this one off my top 4. You've used this one for third and included in your pick 5, and certainly a good race last race. But he's back in the same class, but this is a tougher class this time, at least with the top 2 in.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think we saw obviously took a step forward from previous efforts, and at Hanover not able to use Lasix there, so he's second start back on the Lasix program. But I thought it was a pretty good effort all in all. I mean, he was kind of flying up late, only got beat 3/4 of length at massive odds. Tough pill to swallow, though. Obviously, horse 101-1 one week, and you got to take 12-1 this week. But pole position, we know it's been a successful starting spot, and rock solid connections. So I think it's a horse you have to use in the exotics, and maybe with the right kind of a trip has upset potential.
And if you're banking on Good and Sweet blasting from the inside, which is reasonable, then Lime into Coconut.
Yeah, that's why I went there with him. I mean, Reactor now is one that was kind of polarizing for me because he won in the top condition class last time here at the River. But then he went back to Mohawk Park and really hasn't been able to show much since. So maybe he kind of just gets back here and he wakes up to a better effort. Instead, though, I said, you know what? Maybe that's not going to happen. So I'll go with Lima to Coconut. That logic is sound for me. Following out Good and Sweet, who might get away well off the gate this time. And it's a starting spot that really shouldn't hurt Lima to Coconut because he's a horse that races really at his best when he races off a helmet.
I took Pink Floyd Hanover, who's 30-1. If that one gets onto my top 3, I'd be comfortably numb. Field is taking up their position for race number 1. It's a field of 9. First dash on a Monday night at the River. Field for race number 1 is at the start. And they're off, and it is Sportsline who's flashing early speed and also getting out well. Reactor now, good and sweet. Toronto is racing position fourth in. Pink Floyd, Hanover, and Captain Butler and Fox on back to Lima de Coconut, and B. Stoney's trailing the field. Sportsline's got the lead. Sportsline's 4-1 on the board. Reactor now is racing second, but pops out of the pocket, and Reactor now wants to be on top as they race now coming off the turn, heading up towards us. Racing third is good and sweet, and fourth is Toronto, and they roll on past us heading towards the half. Pink Floyd Hanover is fifth in front of Captain Butler. Then it is back to Fox Hunt, trailing pair Lima de Coconut and B. Stoney, 26-2. Opening quarter, Reactor now with the lead. Sportsline is in a good spot in the pocket, and now Toronto's got a stick handle to the outside, and then it is good and sweet as the field races up towards the half, and by the half in 55-1. Pink Floyd Hanover is following Toronto on the outside. On down the back stretch they go. Reactor now with Brett McDonald at 9-2 on the board has the lead. Toronto has taken second. Sportsline on the inside third. Pink Floyd Hanover is on the outside fourth, and good and sweet is locked down to the inside fifth. Then it is Captain Butler and Fox Hunt, Lima de Coconut, and B. Stoney. But Reactor now is continuing on. But now Toronto is chipping away. Toronto is coming on. Toronto, Pink Floyd Hanover, Sportsline's backing away on the inside. Then it is good and sweet as the field turns for home, and Captain Butler. Toronto's getting closer to Reactor now. 3/4, 123-3. Reactor now trying to hold off Toronto. Reactor now, Toronto's trying to close. Reactor now is game, though. Reactor now continues to react well in the stretch drive. Reactor now wins it. Toronto's second, good and sweet third, and Fox on fourth, 152-2. Reactor now, well, we can nuke our pick five tickets, and Reactor now, Rob.
Yeah, Reactor Now must be something in the Allura air that Reactor Now loves, because he was racing in softer spots, much softer spots than Toronto's been racing in at Mohawk Park, and not able to really do much of anything in those races. And it was like that before, though, right? When he made the trip over here last time, it was off some pretty poor efforts, disappointing as the favorite and stuff like that. And then he just woke up to a better effort. And this time around, does the same thing, right? Was intent on having that lead, gets there, and then just turns them away, and races like a much the best winner. And we'll see maybe if this time can he parlay that into more success on the big track. I'm not sure. But again, just something about this surface, I guess, that he likes, because his only two good efforts, Gary, in his last several starts are right here at the river.
Yeah, same scenario. It's amazing, but certainly bravens up on the lead.
He does. He does. He swells up on the lead, but he's also had some races like that one that you'll see that he disappointed as a favorite and numbers of 4,000 last five. I thought he was an easy winner when he got to the front on that occasion, and he stopped in the stretch. So here he's swelled up on the lead, and he has done that before in his career. There's no doubt. But you end up getting a big price on a horse that really, when you look at him in probably his career resume, you'd say, wow, he should do really well in here. But I just couldn't get there off his latest efforts. But he got me again, right? Did the same thing to me on June 24th.
Well, he got the both of us, although I'm imagining some people will have backed him because obviously he has a fair amount of class, and he was bet at 9-2. It's a 4-3-1-7 on the board.
Yeah, 4-3-1-7, and you know what? I thought Toronto obviously raced well. He's a horse that sometimes just doesn't get there, right? I mean, and today, the trip scenario, I could just kind of tell, this horse was kind of home and cooled on the engine. Good and sweet, a good third, and Sportsline never took an ounce of money and kind of raced to that. So we'll watch him for next time and see where he ends up.
Back in front of us, the winner of race one. It's number 4, Reactor now. 9-year-old Auckland Reactor Bay Gelding. Owned by Bradley Grant of Milton. Richard Moreau is the trainer. Brett McDonald, the winning driver. 4th win this year. 22nd lifetime. Reactor now. 152-2. Same as his last victory at the river. Reactor now. the first race payouts for Reactor now. 1180, 430, 350. 3 Toronto, 240, 220. 1 Good and Sweet, 610. $2 exactor, 22.40. Dollar try, 56.55. Dollar super, 459.85. First race, order of finish from the top down. 362 159 478. That's 362 159 478.
Reactor now getting the job done in the opening dash of the evening at a nice price. And luckily, that'll put many pick five tickets to the floors. If you're still alive, good luck on your wagers. Gary and I are not still trucking, so we'll be jumping in on this early pick four now, starting right here in race number two. $2,500 is the guaranteed pool. 15% is always a low takeout. And my tickets aren't going to stray too much from what I liked in the pick five. 1, 3, and 6 here. Do have the three, the Amigo Mio, the heavy favorite. And I understand why that one's taking a lot of money, getting back down to the class where he was victorious on June the 24th. So you got to like his chances here. Moscow Moon, using that one right now at a big price, 16 to 1. And the 6 Blue Devil, who I hope goes off at a bigger number, that's 7 to 2 right now on the odds board. Very fond of this one tonight. And we'll probably play some press tickets off Blue Devil and looking to bet that one to win as well. I think the line at Sarnia, much better than it appears in the program. Second start, Jason Libby getting back on a regular rotation as well. Fond of that one tonight. Race number 3, 1, 6, and 7. I think that Dream Shot, the first-time starter, qualified nicely at Mohawk Park last time out, and both efforts from the 1 and 7, Greystone Playgirl and British Best Bet, I think weren't being used in here. But I really like the qualifier of the 1 Greystone Playgirl back on June 28th at Mohawk Park. So that's why she's on my ticket as well. Race number 4, just the 4, Angry Angel. Love the way she raced in her first start over the 5/8 mile surface here at Grand River. Had been doing well over the same track configuration at Hiawatha Horse Park before that. And I think really can just build off that latest second start on this surface and second start for Travis Henry aboard. Angry Angel, single for me in race number 4. 2 and 7 in race number 5. I think we're all kind of going in those directions. Where's My Phone is a horse that I know Gary was fond enough to single. Nice effort last time from post 7. Now gets back down to post 2. And had 3 wins in a row over 3 different venues earlier on this season when kind of getting back at it as a 3-year-old. 7 Raz and Jazzo to me is one you have to have on your ticket, and the one I put on top because she was so good in her last 2 here at the River, and I think she can get right back to her winning ways this evening. $3.60 for 20-cent wagers, the cost of my ticket. We'll get a look at Conley's ticket. And right now you have 3 minutes to post to race number 2. There's Conley's ticket there, 3, 7, 8, and 9. So he doesn't have Blue Devil on his ticket, but he does have the 3 Amigo Mio. Then he goes towards the outside of the gate and the trailer spot. He liked Malone last time. Thought that one raced, pretty well, all things considered, but I thought an opportunity to win that race and faded back to third. Stablemate Talismano got the job done in that one. So he's 4 deep here. Just the 7 British Best Bet in race number 3 for Conley, so that's where he's going to hang his hat. Race 4, the 3, 4, and 8. So he's got Angry Angel, but he's added in those other 2. And then the money leg, race 5, the 2, and 7. We see it exactly the same. And Gary was singling the 2 there. Where's My Phone? So all in the same neighborhood in race number 5, just $2.40 for Conley's ticket. But a couple minutes for you to map out your winning wagers for this early pick 4 sequence. Again, the pool's guaranteed at $2,500. The takeout's always low, 15%. And Gary and I will be back in just a few moments to take a closer look at the upcoming dash.
Field for the second race on parade, 1 Moscow Moon. Jason Ryan for Francis Gilmet. Number 2, Give Me Carrots. Phil Houdon drives and trains and owns along with Jen Lucier. Number 3 is Amigo Mio. Todd Ratchford for Mary Ratchford and Wade and Philip Toussaint. And number 4, Fast Resolution. Sammy Filia for Jacob Roberts and James Woods. There is number 6 Blue Devil, Colin Keller, Jason Libby, and Timothy Flynn, and Joyce Empey. Number 7 Archimedes, Mike Whalen for Kelly Shepard. Eight is Cadillac, Brett McDonough for Richard Bro and Sylvain Cote and Robert Bernicki. 9 Malone, Scotty Quilter for Mark Goddard and Howard Kaufman and Bryn Mawr and Joshua Kaufman. And there is 5, Lady Gaga, Eddie Hensley for Denny Julien. Field of 9, race number 2. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, number 6, Blue Devil, now is 5-2 on the board. You've drawn some people along with you, Rob, and hopefully you're not drawing them into the wrong thought process here. One that is win shy this year, but, boy, I love Jason Libby's barn.
Oh, I do. I love Jason Libby's barn. Love Colin Kelly aboard too. Love the fact the horse gets back on a regular rotation, it has some back class too. Right, 17 wins over 214,000 made. I just checked out a video that was posted on X by Sugar Doyle, who quickly got some words from Jason Libby on Blue Devil, and he said that he thought he was probably pretty short last time out, needed the start. Rob Doyle did a great job kind of covering him up on that occasion and should be brave coming into this. So I love this one's chances tonight. Looks really good on the track, in my opinion. And again, that line last time, Gary, and the program kind of looks just kind of blah on paper, but it raced a lot better than the line indicates. And I kind of got excited to see him in. It was a horse I actually found, that I liked based on watching replays for the card at Sarnia over the weekend. And he actually caught my eye to the point I said, well, who is that? And then I looked him up and saw who it was that finished fifth. It was Blue Devil. So hopefully good things will come here for Blue Devil. And 3-1, I mean, I was hoping for a bigger price than that, but it might also be a positive he's taking support.
Well, he should be higher in the pick 5 if you can get through here with that one. At number 3, Amigo Mio, 6-5, and I'm not surprised at that at all.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that this horse is taking all kinds of support because you know what? In race 1, we kind of ignored it. That Reactor Now was a winner, just 4 starts ago in a tougher class. Well, this horse is coming right back to the level that he was victorious at as the 6-5 favorite on June 24th. So since then, took on tougher rivals at Mohawk Park. Much tougher rivals there, and then even some real good groups here at the River and also at Georgian Downs. So back with friends, as we like to say, but even money's still a pretty short price on a horse that made a break in stride last time out over a fast track. So he's in need of a flat line right now, or he's headed to the qualifiers.
Number 1, Moscow Moon, is one I think that could quickly turn it around, and Moscow Moon was on fire, had a winning streak towards the end of the meet at Flamborough Downs, and I think he can bounce back here on the inside.
Yeah, right now kind of just hopping along there, going to the gate, just hopefully just kind of goofing around. Moscow Moon has something that we always talk about, right? That early foot, that tactical speed, pole position. Again, I don't like it for trotters generally, but we know that overall it's been a fruitful starting spot for horses here at the River. And again, with his early speed, if he can mind his manners from that rail spot and get to the lead early, then he might be tough to catch. And I think he's an overlay right now, to be honest. And maybe that's because we see a lot of support coming for Blue Devil. But 9-1 to me is an overlay on a horse that, by all rights, was pretty competitive at this level June the 10th.
And Archimedes might be the most talented one in here, but likes to make some breaks.
Yeah, I love Archimedes as a horse. I mean, you and I both have seen a lot of this horse, I love this horse's ability. He's been getting into the habit more recently of making more miscues, but make no mistake about it, right kind of trip, he can beat this group, and 7-1, I think you're only getting that number because of the post and the fact that he's been misbehaving as of late.
Well, it's a field of 9 for race number 2, taking up their positions as they're working their way towards the backstretch and the start of this second dash on a marvelous Monday night at the River. Field for the second race. is at the start and the rough, and Lady Gaw will blast out. Cadillac from the outside, and then Blue Devil is forwardly placed, and Moscow Moon on the inside is racing position fourth. Then it is Amigo Mio and Give Me Carrots, and to the outside Archimedes is seventh away. Then Malone and Fast Resolution, and they work on around the turn, and still driving three wide is Cadillac. Blue Devil's in the two wide path, and then on the inside Lady Gaw, and it is Cadillac driving on the outside. Cadillac is going to now come on and take the lead. Blue Devil is racing second. Lady Gaw now has a seat on the inside third in front of Moscow Moon and Amigo Mio. And then to the outside, Archimedes is still working on the outside, hasn't seen the pylons. Then Give Me Carrots and Malone, and back to Fast Resolution. 27-3 is the opening quarter, and Cadillac and Brett McDonald has the front. Blue Devil is racing position second. Lady Gaw, then Archimedes is on the outside, racing fourth. Moscow Moon fifth to the inside. Amigo Mio is sixth. Give Me Carrots seventh. Then Malone and Fast Resolution. But Cadillac at 24-1 leads Blue Devil. And Archimedes on the outside continuing to close ground. Archimedes now is bearing down on the top one, Cadillac. It is Cadillac, Archimedes, and Blue Devils up closer on the inside now. Of a half of 57, they get to three quarters and race their way on that final turn. And it is Cadillac and Archimedes on the outside. Blue Devils racing third. Then fourth now Lady Gaw at the field spot about to turn for home, three quarters, 126-2, and Archimedes now trying to put away Cadillac. Blue Devil is third, but might have flattened out, and Lady Gaw, and on the inside, Moscow Moon on down the stretch. Rough they come. Archimedes and Mike Whalen cruising on down the lane. Archimedes was able to stay flat and is smooth at the finish. Blue Devil came back to grab second. Then it was Lady Gaw, and Cadillac managed to hold on to fourth, but Archimedes, Rob, we said the whole story was if Archimedes stays flat, might be the most talented one in there, and we saw parked every step of the way, drawing away in the finish.
Yeah, and you know what? If someone said to me he's going to get parked every step of the way, but mind his manners and be in contention on the backside, I'd say you know what, you probably want to bet that one 3-1. He got hammered late down to 3-1, and again a horse that we saw it even money here, Gary. June the 19th, the number is a 3 that I think was on his way to victory before making that miscue. It's just been kind of not able to stay flat in several of his recent efforts, but tonight just trots away from them and does so with ease. And in Blue Devil, I can't be upset with the Blue Devil race. Blue Devil raced pretty well. He was used hard early on, then sat a pocket trip behind Cadillac, and then got past that one in the stretch. I mean, if I kind of saw that was the way the race was going to map out ahead of time, I'd probably think he's a winner. Except Archimedes stays flat, and it was just much the best first over, park the route.
Well, I guess to get the exactor, all you had to do was take my top one onto your top one.
There you go, right? We team up a lot like that, and usually you're on the right side of those ones where we have our top ones finishing first and second. And you know what? I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with this exacta because it's 3-1 onto 3-1. But I'd be shocked if it pays like a 3-1 onto 3-1 because that money came in pretty late on Archimedes. It looks like the probable on it is $38, so that's not bad at all.
And also Amigo Mio being 4-5 on the board, so that certainly is one of the reasons why. Cadillac raced extremely well.
He did, and you know what? I was watching that race, and I'm thinking, you know what? Are we going to afterwards look at this and say, Richard Moreau sweeps the double, Brett McDonald sweep the double, and it's going to be a $150 double? I mean, that might be like an all-time first here at the River. or anywhere when the top barn and those connections would do that. But Cadillac ends up fading to third, but raced really well, right, from a tough starting spot, used hard in the early stages, third at 24-1. And Lady Gaw, too, ends up, or Lottie Gaw ends up finishing fourth at 30-1. And this super is going to be pretty good. I mean, and I guess gettable if you threw out Amigo Mio and liked our two top choices.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe it was a take on Lady Gaga. I don't know what to make of the name.
It might be. I mean, I don't know. That's the way
I do know 30-1 helps it. If you've got the superfecta ticket, you don't care how I pronounce it as long as I pronounced it onto your ticket.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. If I got the super right now, you can call the horse anything you want.
7-6-8-5 is the top four. The four outside post positions have the top four positions for the superfecta. There's Kelly Shepard back in front of us, and Archimedes driven to victory by Mike Whalen. 4-year-old Cadabra Bay gelding. Kelly Shepard, the trainer and owner. It's the 5th win this year, 6th lifetime. Archimedes victorious. There's Mike the Wheelman Whalen with a new driving suit looking pretty sharp. Second race payout, 7 Archimedes, 880, 510, 460, 6 Blue Devil, 480, 380, 8 Cadillac, 760, and it is a double of 4 and 7 of 103.80. The $2 exactor, $37.70. Dollar try, $190.80. Dollar super, $2,674.85. And a 20-cent super was $534.97. Ka-ching. The second race order of finish from the top down, 876-942-135. That's 876-942-135 on the bottom. Field for the third on parade. One is Greystone Playgirl. Steve Houdon drives and trains for Laura Toscani and Carmelo Shima and John Anderson. Number 2, Playful Molly. Anthony Hunt for Chantel Mitchell. The owner is Bill Elliott and Fact Racing. 3 is Scrunchie. Samuel Fillion for Blair Burgess. Number 4 is Kit Kat. Doug McNair for Chris Matthews, and Chris trains and partners in ownership with Todd Williams and Desmond Scott and Lions Brothers Stable. Number 5, You Bet She Rocks. Eddie Hensley for Jody Cullen and Paul Sanders and Ron and Travis Cullen. Number 7, Britta's Best Bet. Garrett Rooney for Paul Davies and Steve Fudge. 8, Shimar's Lady Lucy. Austin Sorry for Joe Pereira and Sheila Lewis. And 9, Hope Swings. Brett McDonald for Ron McDonald and Cody LePage. Field of 9, race number 3. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, right now you have a dream, a shot at one at a price, 24-1. One set out by Jared Bothwell that last qualifier was solid. I'm not sure why 24-1, Rob. What's going on?
Well, I think we're going to see a big change in odds board come post time, Gary. I don't, until we're basically turned to the gate, that's when I kind of don't factor the odds into what my plays would be. But yeah, that kind of price, that'd be pretty wild, because here's the thing, that qualifier last time, July the 12th, I thought that, out of the horses in there that were kind of every horse in that dash, this horse had the best body language. Didn't have much urging from Jason Ryan at all. Scrunchy, who's in this race, is in there as well. That one was under urging. This one was not. Only got beat half a length, and in a qualifier, there's no money in the line, right? So the horse came up the inside of Dream Shot. There was no real urgency to try to hold that one off for anything, and I thought was a really good second. Home in 28-4. For the most part, consecutive faster quarters, 30-2 in each of the first 2 panels. Here's a nice score down too, and I love seeing score downs on young horses. This horse looks pretty good out there, and looks like she's ready to rock. So I think we'll see this price shrivel up quite a bit come post time. And again, for me, that was the qualifier I liked the most out of everyone in this field.
Greystone Playgirl is one that we both use for second. Comes in out of a grassroots, finished that mile nicely.
Yeah, it did. I mean, 27-1 on the end of it. Obviously, not really making any, kind of a dent in the horses that she was finishing behind. But it's still, 27-1 on the end of the mile. Was at a pace disadvantage in that race at a really slow second quarter when she was sitting fourth. And for me, when I see that line, that last quarter, I look at it and say, okay, you know what? I can't really go by that. I got it because you're getting beat by margin in sixth, even though it is a grassroots event. I want to go back and look at the qualifiers. I really liked your qualifier June 28th. She finished up real strong, 27-3, and she's home in under 28 seconds flat in all of the times she's had a charted line so far. So I thought she looked very intriguing in here, and I think she's got a big chance in pole position to work from.
Britta's Best Bet has had one start, and it was a decent start, and it was here.
Yeah, it was here, and it was a good effort to be third. TJ Bliss was a strong winner in that dash. Paul Davies hands the lines over to Garrett Rooney. He won 7 of his 8 drives yesterday at Dresden. He won 6 in a row. Hot hands, having a tremendous season. Just recently turned 40, as you mentioned, last Friday. So I think this one's in with a big chance. 5-2 in the board, probably about the right price.
Before we get to your 5, You Bet She Rocks, I'm going to touch on 4, Kit Kat. Look, that first start was in a gold and didn't get much accomplished, but I'm placing a lot of stock in Chris Matthews and Doug McNair, Team McNair with Chris Matthews here, and that they know what they're doing placing this one in a gold. This is my top pick, 9-5.
Yeah, you know what? The fact that she was in a gold You definitely have to think that they have high expectations of her. The qualifiers were decent, and listen, Doug McNair's here to drive her, right? Which I mean, he could be at Mohawk Park right now, but instead he's here, and I think his presence here says a lot. Also opened up with all kinds of money, has taking money throughout. I didn't know what to make of that last one. That's why I kind of just left her off, but I'm kind of thinking that that might be a mistake because you're right. Solid connections, and the fact that Doug's here to drive her, I think that speaks volumes.
And You Bet She Rocks is Eddie Hensley and Jody Collins. You got to at least take a close look.
Yeah, and you know what? The two qualifiers happened right here at the river. We always talk about that experience over this surface can really lend itself to success, and that's something there where I think 16 to 1 maybe worth a flyer on a win ticket because she's the only one in the race that's had two trips over the surface.
It is a field of 9 2-year-old pacing fillies with their positions. Greystone Playgirl on the inside, playful Molly Scrunchy. In the center, Kit Kat, You Bet She Rocks. To the outside, Dream Shot, Britta's Best Bet, and Shemar's Lady Lucy. The second tier, Hope swings as they swing on into the backstretch. Gathering speed approaching the start. And the field for the third race is at the start of the rough. And Britta's Best Bet was able to time the gate beautifully by Garrett Rooney and jumps right out to a lead. Then Kit Kat right now is racing second. Playful Molly third. Dream Shot, Greystone Playgirl. Then it is back to Scrunchy. You Bet She Rocks and Shemar's Lady Lucy. And then it is Hope Swings. But Britta's Best Bet at 2-1 has the lead as they work around the turn. Kit Kat fell down to 4-5 on the board and is racing position second. Playful Molly third. Greystone Playgirl fourth. And Dream Shot is fifth. And then Scrunchy as the field comes off the turn. Then it is back to You Bet She Rocks and Shemar's Lady Lucy and Hope Swings. But Britta's Best Bet has got the lead as they race their way on up towards the half off that opening quarter at 29. Kit Kat is racing second. Playful Molly is rolling third. Greystone Playgirl fourth. And Dream Shot is still mid-pack racing 5 right now and is going to angle to the outside, but it's Britta's Best Bet racing up towards the half. Britta's Best Bet. Kit Kat is staying close. Halftime 1 minute. Britta's Best Bet. Kit Kat second. And then Playful Molly. Greystone Playgirl now is quickly playing hard on the outside. And then it is Dream Shot working to the outside. Shemar's Lady Lucy. And then it is Scrunchy. You Bet She Rocks and back to Hope Swings. Britta's Best Bet as they work their way on towards 3/4, but on the outside, Greystone Playgirl at 7-1 is trying to take down Britta's Best Bet, who's 2-1 on the board. Kit Kat on the inside is racing third. Dream Shot is up a little closer now, is second over fourth. Then it is Playful Molly. Shemar's Lady Lucy. Now You Bet She Rocks is starting to rock, and then Scrunchy in the field turns for him. Now Dream Shot is sent out 3-1 and has a shot. It is Britta's Best Bet. Greystone Playgirl. Dream Shot. Kit Kat looks to drive onto the inside, and then in the center of the track, and that is Shemar's Lady Lucy, but it is Dream Shot coming with Greystone Playgirl, and up the inside, Britta's Best Bet. Dream Shot gets there to win it. Britta's Best Bet with a closing You Bet She Rocks 159-3. Dream Shot had a nice little 8-1. Rob, your top choice gets the job done.
Yeah, top choice gets home there. And you know what? The price to me is astonishing, Gary. Remember I said when she was sitting at 16-1 or whatever it was, I said, we're going to see this price shrivel up come post time. And she went down to 5-2 at one point. And I kind of expected her to stay in that range, 5-2, 3-1. She goes back up to 8-1. Kind of handled conservatively off the gate when other horses were all kind of looking for the lead. But, she was kind of, like I said, she was in hand adjacent Ryan in that qualifier. So no surprise she kind of gets an education tonight. She races off a helmet. But, there was no doubt about it for me. On the turn for home, I could see she was a winner. She kind of, gets past them in the final strides there under a couple tip taps. But I thought raced tremendously well.
And in fact, it comes up, it might have been 6-7-1-5. We'll see if that's the way it comes in. But it is your 4 horses that were all right there in the thick of things with your top one, Dream Shot, coming on by.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's when it's the 2-year-olds. A race like this, it's the race I put the most work into, right? So I honestly thought with the money coming for Kit Kat, I said, okay, maybe I just missed something with this one, right? And that's the way I kind of was looking at it going behind the gate. Doug McNair's here to driver. And Dream Shot wasn't taking all that much support that I thought she would. But yeah, it feels pretty good when you kind of nail it like this, and the prices are pretty big all around.
I would say, generally speaking, you are Mr. 2 year old because throughout the 3 or so years we've been doing this, you've been nailing the 2 year olds.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm sure there's quite a few guys that would dispute that, but hey, you know what?
No, that's your
To me,
department. The 2 year olds is your
it's
department.
it's it's the challenge, right? Of that for me, like trying to put the pieces together of a puzzle, watching qualifiers, and trying to determine, what horses, are being used and what ones aren't being used in those qualifiers, because that's kind of the key coming into it. And like I said, I thought Dream Shot was in hand, and then it kind of showed in the track tonight at 8-1. So nice one to get down, and hopefully these exotics pay well.
Back in front of us is number 6, Dream Shot, a 2 year old sports rider bay filly, owned by Neil Oostrom of Napanee. Jared Bothwell, the trainer. Jason Ryans, the winning driver. Dream Shot scores in her debut in 159-3. And Curtis McDonald is out trackside.
He was just down here, so
Also, a special hello to Lincoln. Lincoln is also joining us at trackside. Lincoln McDonald having a night here at the river. The third race payout, 6 Dream Shot, 1850, 710, 477. British best bet, 330, 271. Greystone Playgirl, $4. $2 exact for 57.10. Dollar try, 115.15. Dollar super, 907.30. third race. Order of finish from the top, 387-641-259. That's 387-641-259.
Farm of Canada's home to 9 exceptional stallions, including Beach Glass, the last great son of legendary sire of sires, Some Beach Somewhere. Also new in 2024, Lawless Shadow, an O'Brien Award winner for 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Double millionaire betting line, sire of 5 winners of over $400,000. Mick Wicked, the richest pacing stallion in harness racing history, and Hall of Fame inductee. Trixton, sire of 6 who have earned over $500,000, including O'Brien Award winner Evident Beauty. Also standing Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Better's Delight, and My MVP. For more information, winbackfarm.com.
Field for the fourth race. On parade, one is MVP Kamala, Austin Sorry for Ernest Party. Number two is Sporty Liz, Brent McDonough for Shane Barrington and Imagine Stable. Three is Fancy Like Date Night. It's Jay Harris for Sean Stacy, Mark Stacy, and David Reed. Number four is Angry Angel, Travis Henry for Zachary Carroll. 5 is Pink Crush Laura, Samuel Fillion for Bill Budd and Hut Racing. Number 6, American Starlight, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. 8 is Catch Some Sun, Scott Calder for Bob McIntosh and Al McIntosh. And 9 is Big Nipper, Mike Horner drives and trains for Doug Wilson and Mark Horner. Let's get a look at this field. And, well, Rob, Angry Angel is one that was able to come in here and win last time out. And, well, that win, 7 lengths kind of means that maybe you got to take Angry Angel again.
Yeah, I think so. I'm happy to come right back to her, Gary. It did miss a week between starts, obviously, but had a bigger amount of time between starts last time out when she was a winner here. She did that in the lower maiden class. Now there's a 3,000 life. But the margin and the time of 155 and 4 to me is certainly something that stacks up well against this group. And look, there was a lot left in the tank, and I loved the efforts prior to that at Hiawatha Horse Park. I followed that circuit very closely and thought she was racing really well against the boys in those efforts there. So happy to come back to her. Was expecting odds on, and I think we're going to see that come post time.
Look, Big Nipper is definitely one you got to look closely at, but it's the trailer post. But I'll tell you, if this is going to stay at 4 to 5 or even go lower, Angry Angel, what kind of price would you be willing to take the shot on Big Nipper from the trailer post?
I think the price that she's at right now, 4 to 1. If you get that kind of a number, it's worth maybe worth a whirl if you like her, because she was a strong winner last time, right? And she's been no worse than second in her last 4. She was also racing in those types of classes in Sarnia. Now there's a 5,000 life against male competition there. And the one thing I'll say about this too is she's missed about a month, right? A lot of people kind of shy away in those situations. I don't get very worried when I'm backing one from the Horner barn because they always come ready. You know what I mean? So I don't mind time between starts, when racing for Mike Horner, because they always seem to come to the track ready to roll and in race shape. So I think if that's who you like in here and you want to beat the favorite, Big Nipper, at any kind of a price of 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1 is probably the neighborhood where you'd want to fire away.
When I first started handicapping this race, I was thinking about having the nerve to go Sporty Liz on top. But then I just kind of looked at some things and thought, maybe I got to watch a start, because wind shy, and there's some question marks, but there's also some talent.
There is, yeah. I've seen her do good things for previous connections and even current barn. Only 3 starts in for Shane Barrington, but 2 back was a good effort, right? Finished 4th, wasn't too far away from defining the moment. And now there's a win at Mohawk Park. But, a horse that's 0 for 21 in her career. She gets an inside draw here. Should like the transition to Grand River. But I guess the problem that I have is current form. To me, it's tough to stack it up against Angry Angel or one like Big Nipper, right? Who've had some pretty impressive performances over the surface already. So I think when you have to use in the mix, but one that I couldn't get to on top.
And if you had a problem with the current form on Sporty Liz, then you had to have a problem with Fancy Like Date Light's current form.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt, because you look at those last 3 at Mohawk Park, getting away off the gate, with a lot of work to do and not being able to finish in the vicinity of the top horses, 52 to 1 or higher in each of them. The lines, though, at Rideau Carlton before that were pretty decent. And I think she's another one you have to use in the exotics. But for me, I think the race goes through the 4, Angry Angel, and Big Nipper kind of holding steady at that decent price right now at 7 to 2.
I kind of think one MVP Kamala might be a little sleeper here on the inside at 21 to 1.
Yeah, well, we know that she's got tactical speed. She's also got a maturity edge over many of these, so expect her to kind of maybe get forwardly placed. If she sits the right kind of a trip, she can stick around for a chunk of it.
It is a field of 8 for the 4th race, taking up their positions. MVP Kamala, Sporty Liz. In the center, Fancy Like Date Night, Angry Angel, Pink Crush Lord. The outside, American Starlight and Catch Some Sun. Second tier, Big Nipper. Field of 8, race number 4. And the field for the 4th race is at the start and the rough, and getting out alertly right now, Pink Crush Laura with Angry Angel. Sporty Liz, MVP Kamala, is on the inside, racing 4th, and then Fancy Like Date Night and Big Nipper is 6th and 7th, American Starlight, and then Catch Some Sun. Pink Crush Laura at 80 to 1 for Sammy Filia. Sporty Liz is sporting a pocket ride right now. Angry Angel is 3rd in the early action. MVP Kamala is racing positioned 4th as they work their way off the turn. Then it is back to Fancy Like a Date Night and Big Nipper. They straighten out off the turn and they come on towards us. And the trailing pair are American Starlight off stride when Fancy Like Date Night. Catch Some Sun trailing the field. 27 and 2 opening quarter. They head up towards the half, and long shot Pink Crush Laura leads a couple of lengths right now over Sporty Liz. Racing on the inside 3rd, Angry Angel now is going to move on the outside and come first over as they head up towards the half. MVP Kamala has moved out on the back of Angry Angel, and then Fancy Like Date Night, Big Nipper on the inside, Catch Some Sun, and American Starlight. And now it is Angry Angel who's moving up. Angry Angel is flashing some anger now and is coming on to clear to the front. Angry Angel takes the lead. Pink Crush Laura now is dropping back, and MVP Kamala, and then Fancy Like Date Night is out 3 wide, and Sporty Liz is kind of blocked along to the inside as they race their way on towards the 3/4, and a late push from Catch Some Sun. Then it is back to American Starlight, and Big Nipper is trailing the field, and it is right now Angry Angel. But Catch Some Sun is flying on the outside. Fancy Like Date Night, Pink Crush Laura, and MVP Kamala on down the stretch. Proud they come. Catch Some Sun is trying to catch the favorite Angry Angel. Catch Some Sun is closing. Angry Angel on the inside. Catch Some Sun on the outside was not able to catch Angry Angel. And then for 3rd is American Starlight and Fancy Like Date Night. Angry Angel had to work to hold off a charging Catch Some Sun, Robert.
Yeah, no, it was a good finish there. Really was a good finish, and Angry Angel. I mean, full marks for her today. She doesn't get to go, and sit at a real soft trip and come around them and open up by a wide margin. This time around, she ends up in the 3 hole when Pink Crush Laura blasted off the wings of the gate, and Sporty Liz pushed away for a good spot. And then she's got to come around and march to the lead, and then fend off one that, when you see a horse like that, Gary, Catch Some Sun, not lose ground going that wide, you think, uh-oh, she might be going right on by in the stretch, but then you see Angry Angel kind of re-engage here late in the mile to hold that one off, and I thought raced fantastic in victory, but Catch Some Sun, she goes on the watch list for next time.
And by the way, the inquiry sign is up pertaining to action by Fancy Like Date Night at the half. Was taken to the outside. That kind of took her a little bit out of it. Came back to be 3rd, but that's the inquiry. But look at this flying coming to the finish. I was getting ready to call Catch Some Sun going on by.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought it was happening too, to be perfectly honest. I didn't think that, Angry Angel was used multiple times in that mile, right? Her first move was off the gate, trying to get to the front or get, into the 2 hole. It wasn't going to work out then. Taken back into the 3 hole. Not a bad spot to be, right? When you've got a long shot leading it, marches past that one. But she was used pretty hard, right? Early on, then in the middle stages. And Catch Some Sun had a lot of momentum. So I think both raced tremendously well. And I'll be happy to come back to either one of them next time.
And American Starlight is going to be on the ticket. So American Starlight is sitting at a nice little 22 to 1.
Well, we talk about it all the time, right? If you like a favorite, you've got to find some value underneath. And there you have it, right? 20 to 1 second, 22 to 1 fourth. Certainly going to help out the trifecta and the super.
Back in front of us is number 4, Angry Angel, a 3-year-old Control the Moment Bay filly. Owned and trained by Zachary Carroll. Travis Henry is the winning driver. It's the second win this year, second in a row for Angry Angel, and second victory lifetime. 155 and 3/5. Fans note the judge's ruling that number 3, Fancy Like Date Night, did not commit any violations and will stand third. The fourth race payouts for Angry Angel. 430, 270, and 210. 8 cats from Sun, 790 and 650, and 3 Fancy Like Date Night, 520. $2 exactor, 49.60. Dollar try, 117.40. Dollar super, $563.50. The fourth race, order finish from the top down, 763 184, scratch 25. That's 763 184, scratch 25 on the bottom. Field for the fifth race. On parade, one is Nanny Bernice. Don Johnson for Janice Hubbard. Number 2, Where's My Phone? Travis Henry for Greg McNair and Ian Fleming. And number 3, Jules Diamond's Eyes and Colin Kelly for Lori LePage. The owner is Rebecca Williamson. For Stag Royal, Anthony Hunt for Ken Skinner. And number 5, Black to Reality, Jay Harris for Paul Reed, and the owners are Nora Parks and James Grant. Number 6, Pam, Jason Ryan for James Dean and Wilma and James McKenzie. Number 7, Raz and Jazz, Austin Sorry for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. Number 8 is Tribal Dancer, Talamore for Rod Boyd and a numbered company from Ottawa. And number 9 is Peeler, Scott Calder for Bob McIntosh and Al McIntosh and Frank Baldacchino. It's a field of 9, race number 5. Let's get a look at the top players in this dash. And right now, you got to be jazzed up about the 3-1 on the board for your top selection, Rob.
Yeah, I'm loving that price. I don't think it holds, but yeah, Raz and Jazz is a horse that I loved on those 2 victories here, June 17th and June 24th. Both were easy as could be, 52 flat on June 17th, and now getting back here, to the river in that class, I think is going to be the key to her getting back to the winner's circle. Last time out, had missed a bit of time between starts. This time back on more of a regular rotation. So happy to have her back here tonight and liking the price right now. But like I said, I think there'll be support for her late.
Raz and Jazz is holding right now, but let's look at number 2, Where's My Phone, my top pick. And, sent up by Greg McNair. I've seen this filly a few times in person, and so have you, and been impressed. And look, 6 wins in 16 starts.
Yeah, she's been racing really well this season. There was that one kind of clunker, June 28th. I mean, I kind of backed away in the stretch at Mohawk Park, and now there's a 15,000 lifetime. But before that was a rock solid winner, June 18th, in a Prospect Series starters race there at the big track. That completed a 3-race win streak, and last time out I thought raced really well to only get beat half a length in 4th here at the river from post 7. Now you get the inside draw, and I think obviously in with a real a big chance in here, and that's why most of my tickets were just to the 2 and 7 here in the pick 4 and the pick 5, but those are long gone.
And I think trip-wise, Where's My Phone's probably going to be able to grab the lead. Raz and Jazz, look, both those big wins were front-end efforts, but now post 7.
Yeah, post 7, for me for her, I don't think that's big of a deal, right? She's got that tactical speed. She's already won from post 5, but the Where's My Phone post relief is a huge angle here because I think she's at her best when she gets forwardly placed, and there's no question that from that spot tonight she's moving forward off the switch.
Now, Stag Royal is one that did win in this class June the 2nd at Georgian Downs and was 3rd last time here, is moving up a bit, but has already proven that she can be okay in this spot too.
Yeah, I think she fits in well with this group overall. And from the post, I think we just hit a favorable journey, right? So in these high 5 races, you've got to get some prices somewhere, in between somewhere. I think she's one that can certainly add some value, maybe in the underneath position, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th.
Number 3, Jules Diamond Eyes. Boy, you got to maybe stroke out that last race if you're going to go to this one. I did take a look at Jules Diamond Eyes, but then I thought I'd pass, but you at least used this one towards the bottom.
Yeah, she was off a bit of time going into that one. I've always been fond of the horse. Saw her do great things last season. Figured she'd be a bit of a price in here, and she's actually a horse that would one of 3 that would give us a carry over in the pick 5. So I think that Jules Diamond Eyes in with a chance, and one that can certainly land at the exotics.
She was great last year. Number 9, Peeler. Well, Scotty Calder almost stripped away the victory from Angry Angel last race in the stretch, and now he's driving Peeler here from the trailer post.
Yeah, no success yet this season for Peeler. No top two finishes in 10 tries, but has been taking on some pretty difficult competition. I think just looking to sit a trip and a horse that I think that the trailer post won't bother too much because likes to kind of come from off the pace. 7-1, probably a bit shorter than I would like to see on this one. But again, one you have to have in that high five wager.
Well, right now our top two picks are both sitting at 5-2, along with Pam, who's sticking around 5-2 as a favorite as well. They're about to enter the backstretch. It's a field of 9 for the 5th. And it is a field of 9 into the backstretch. Gathering speed approaching the start. They're at the start of the rough, and Razzin' Jazz is razzed up early, and Black to Reality, Tribal Dancer, then Jules Diamond Eyes, and Where's My Phone? Well, the phone is driving through to the inside and trying to move up and take second in behind Razzin' Jazz, who's 8-5 on the board, and Razzin' Jazz right away comes out and grabs the front. Where's My Phone fills the pocket. Jules Diamond Eyes is third. Tribal Dancer's parked and looking for a seat. Nanny Bernice on the inside, then Black to Reality, and Stag Royal and Pam, and then it is a Peeler who's right now at the trailing spot. It is Razzin' Jazz and Austin Sorry who has the lead, and Razzin' Jazz, Where's My Phone, is right there getting a good reception in the pocket. Jules Diamond Eyes is third, and then it is Nanny Bernice, and Tribal Dancer did find a seat on the inside fifth, working in front of Black to Reality. Now to the outside, Stag Royal racing seventh. Then it is back to Peeler and Pam. Razzin' Jazz, Where's My Phone, is the even money favorite behind Razzin' Jazz, who's 8-5, and Jules Diamond Eyes is quickly moving to the outside and is coming aggressively first over. And Stag Royal now is moved up into position and is second over fourth. Nanny Bernice is racing 5, and Black to Reality, Tribal Dancer, Pam, and then it is Peeler, and it is Razzin' Jazz at 8-5, but Where's My Phone is right there staying close, and it is Razzin' Jazz and Where's My Phone, and here comes Stag Royal now, and backing away Jules Diamond Eyes, a late kick from Pam now. Nanny Bernice is blocked on the inside. Razzin' Jazz, but Stag Royal, Where's My Phone, is looking for the passing lane. Razzin' Jazz and Stag Royal on down the stretch. Robin, Where's My Phone on the inside. Razzin' Jazz continues gamely. Razzin' Jazz and Stag Royal, and Where's My Phone? Razzin' Jazz is going to win. Pam was able to come on now, and Pam was able to stick a nose in for the place position along with Where's My Phone on the inside. 153-4. Razzin' Jazz post 7. Who cares? Let's just go to the front.
Yeah, and you know what, Gary, I'm kind of shocked that this horse didn't go down to favorite. I'll be perfectly honest, because those two wins here in this class that we just saw not too long ago were both dominant efforts. And I totally expected her to get forwardly placed off the gate from there. Wasn't too worried about post 7 because she's got that tactical speed, that early foot off the gate, which typically lends itself to good things here at the River. And another big mile for her too, right? 53-4. Didn't really face a ton of pressure in the middle stages because she was going a pretty good clip, but then did have to fend off some horses late, some late challenges, and one like Pam, I think we'll have to look at next time if she comes back here to the River, because she was moving really well in the end of that mile.
Also, take a look. You'll see Peeler came streaking late and is in at least only beaten about 2 and was way back at the half.
Yeah, she was a long way out of it and then got into it. And that's kind of why I thought that, you won't mind that trailing spot too much. Peeler's always been the type that does her best work from off the pace. She did it again tonight, and she made her presence felt in the late stages, but wasn't able to kind of get near the top finishers, but certainly made a respectable effort of it.
Well, definitely next time out, you won't be getting look, Pam was one that really raced very well. Now, it was getting a lot more action than I would have expected, and Pam actually did float back up to 6-1, but it's probably going to come down next time.
Yeah, I think so. Well, Pam took a lot of heavy support kind of in the middle stages of the betting. One point was even bet down to favoritism. But again, like we say, here at the River, a lot of the money comes in late. Things change when they're going to the behind the gate. But I fully expected Razzin' Jazz to go off as the odds-on favorite. Didn't see it. I'll happily take 8-5.
And I should mention now we have an inquiry pertaining to number 6, Pam, and action going to the half. But number 7, Razzin' Jazz is your winner. And Razin Jazz is a 3-year-old racing Hill Bay filly owned by Gino Toscani, trained by Ashley Lenvoy. Austin Sorey, the winning driver. It's the third win for Razin Jazz. 153-4. And the judge's ruling that number 6, Pam, did not commit any violations. The inquiry will not stick to number 6, Pam. The inquiry sign is going to go down. The fifth race payout 7. Razin Jazz 550, $4 to 60. 6 Pam 620, 272. Where's my phone 210. $2 exactor 39.80. Dollar try 39.60. And the dollar pick 3 52.25. The $1 pick four, 326.65. Dollar pick five, 2,299.40. Dollar high five, 807.35. The fifth race. Order of finish from the top, 639 472 185. That's 639 472 185 at the bottom.
midway point of a 10 card here at Grand River Raceway on a marvelous Monday. And you know what that means? It's time for the late pick 5 races 6 through 10. Same low take out of 15%. And there's the ticket I've mapped out this evening for that sequence. And I like the 1 Delcrest Brent here, getting bet right now down to 3 to 5. Also using the 6 Tijuana Sealster. Race number 7, the 2, 4, and 6. I think it's a real competitive looking dash in race number 7. Top condition class for trotters. I'm using Delgado, Insanity, and Chulo. Leaving off Prince Archie might be a mistake, but I didn't want to use 4 of the 6. I just went half the field in there. I think it's a real good-looking race, though, overall. Just single to the 5, Del Diggity, as one I've designated multi-leg single tonight, 2 in a row for Cliff McGuire. And I think she races better when she kind of gets a week between starts, an extra week between starts. Race number 9, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8, another competitive-looking trotting event. I like Red Overbach making his return to the races and return to Ontario. I like that one's chances, but I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8, spreading out in there, and just a 3 and 4 to finish it off. I mean, I'll probably have Ideal Perception singled to quite a few tickets as well. I thought he raced fantastic for victory last time, but Dogs Philly Cheese, very, very nice effort in defeat. So 2 deep there, 3 and 4, very logical. $12 is the cost of my take. Let's see what Conley's got cooked up for us in this late pick 5 sequence. Again, starting right here in race number 6, low takeout 15%. There it is right there. No singles for Conley. 6 and 7 here. So he's not using the 1 Delcrest Brent one that I'm pretty fond of in this dash. 2, 6. So Delgado and Chulo in race number 7. The 4 and 5 in race 8. So he's added in Soundbite Hanover with Del Diggity. Zip Me Up and Red Overbach in race 9. That's the 1 and 4. And then he's going 1, 3, 4, and 9 in the finale. So he's added Beach Tour and Let's Get Pickled for the trailing spot again. I'm very happy just to go 3, 4 in there, and then some tickets just the 4 Ideal Perception. But $12.80 for Conley's ticket. We want to start mapping out your winning wagers for this late pick 5 sequence, starting right here in race number 6. Again, the takeout's always below 15%. We'll be back in just a moment or two to take a closer look at the upcoming dash.
Field for the 6th race on parade. 1 Delcrest Brent. Steve Houdon for Laura Toscani. 2 is Talismano. Jason Ryan for Mark Goddard and Howard Kaufman and Bryn Mawr and Joshua Kaufman. Number 3 is Peter Crown. Daryl Thiessen for Steve Watson. And 4 is Holly Rowe, Travis Henry for Cassidy Schneider and Fred Freer. Number 5 is T. Woodley, Semifilia for Joe Squires and Triple S Equine. Number 6, Tijuana Sealster, Cullen Kelly for Jacob Roberts and Triple S Equine. And number 7, Yank My Halo. Roger Mayotte drives and trains for Just in Time Stable and Ben Mutri and RAW Equine. And number 8 is Downstairs Party. Garrett Rooney for Cassidy Schneider and the owner's Colonel Schneider Jr. It's a field of 8 for race number 6. Let's get a look at Delcrest Brent. And Delcrest Brent is getting heavy love at 6 to 5 on the board. did a nice job from post 8 here last time out.
Yeah, I thought it was a rock solid effort from post 8. He got away 8th off the gate. Gary was a long way out of it and closed up, nicely to be third in a race that was topped by Bulldog. Victor Invictus was second, and that one just missed. But at Delcrest Brent, tough post on that occasion, and also, had not raced in 3 weeks, right, going into it. So with that scratch on July 1st, so you're getting back now in that regular rotation, which is something that we always love to get behind. And I think the spot calls for him to be put on top in this dash. I really do. Obviously, there's some other nice ones in here, but Delcrest Brent is a horse that's shown he can do good things over this surface and even over the former half mile oval here, and I love his chances. But 7-5 is a little shorter than I expected.
Number 6, Tijuana Sealster, is one of those other nice ones in here. And Delcrest Brent and Tijuana Sealster, we got to see them last year. Delcrest Brent was really good last year, and of course, definitely was Tijuana Sealster.
Yeah, they did battle on several occasions too. So they're kind of familiar foes. And Tijuana Sealster, I mean, she put together that incredible win streak here at the River. She won 12 of 19. And this year, I mean, she's kind of found that form, but then also had to go and race against some pretty difficult horses. Look at her last two. That's a pretty decent group. Twinbee Archie topped bottom condition at Mohawk Park. Before that was the Legends Day Trot at Clinton Raceway, where went off as the favorite against a solid group there. So gotta like her chances getting back here to the River. Also reunited with Colin Kelly. No surprise right now, she kind of takes over favoritism. I thought she'd be the favorite, and Delcrest Brent would provide better value at around 5-2 or 3-1. We're getting to that neighborhood now.
Tijuana Sealster is a very sturdy-looking mare. Number 7, Yank My Halo, is one that was good at Georgian Downs 2 races ago, then faced tougher last time out, and it didn't work out, but it was way off the pace.
Yeah, it was a long way out of it from the same post. And again, I'm not sure if we maybe see a little more speed off the gate this evening from Yank My Halo, because you look back and it really has not had much luck at the post draw, right? You see post 7 last time. The victory was from post 3. Before that, 9-9-8. Did get forwardly placed the one time from the 9 hole, ended up not working out at Mohawk Park and ended up finishing 6th. But I do think that this horse has enough early speed that we could see maybe he's closer this time out. I think he's more than good enough to be competitive with this group, and I think with any kind of reasonable trip, he should hit the ticket.
And Talismano was a winner last time out, but this is a tougher spot for Talismano, but certainly did race very well.
Yeah, tougher spot. I was kind of torn between Talismano and Downstairs Party. It came down to post, really, right? Downstairs Party, post 8. But Talismano, you never want to ignore a horse off a victory. Got that victory last time, kind of came around tired horses, then opened up and was a going away winner. So moves up in class, but should be confident, and one I would not leave off the bottom end of the exotics.
The one thing to note about Downstairs Party, we saw this one from post 8 earlier this meet, really put up a big effort and at least close onto the ticket.
Yeah, always been a fan of that horse, and again, I think it just comes down to what the trip scenario is tonight. 18-1's kind of juicy. I don't think he's without a chance. I just not sure that he can avoid a taxing trip if he's going to try to go forward off the switch.
It's a field of 8 for the 6th dash. They're into the backstretch, and right now the favorite is Delcrest Brent at 4-5. Field 4, race number 6. They're in position. The 6th race trotters are at the start of the rough, and Tijuana Sealster with Peter Crown. Tijuana Sealster broke stride. Peter Crown, Holly Road, T. Woodley. Yank My Halo is forwardly placed 4th. Then Delcrest Brent is 5th away. Talismano, Downstairs Party, and Tijuana Sealster is back trailing the field, and it is T. Woodley has come on now at 30-1 to get the lead, and Holly Road 25-1 second. Then it is Peter Crown at 60-1 third, in front of Yank My Halo. As the field comes off the turn, Delcrest Brent is currently racing 5th as they come off the turn, racing on towards us. Then back there in 6th right now is Talismano, Downstairs Party, and Tijuana Sealster is way back and trailing the field after that break in stride. Off a 27-1 1 opening quarter. T. Woodley at 30-1 leads on up to the half, and Holly Road is staying close. The rest are well back. It is T. Woodley and Holly Road racing past the half in 56-4. Yank My Halo has been yanked to the outside by Roger Mayon. Peter Crown on the inside. Delchrist Brand is fifth, but has a lot of work to do. But now is kicking into gear, but is about 8 lengths off the lead. Then it is Talismano and Downstairs Party. Delcrest Brant now is moving 3 wide and has come on and is moving up aggressively. Delcrest Brant from way off the pace now is coming right into the picture as they come up to the 3/4. T. Woodley, Delcrest Brant, Holly Road, Yank My Halo, Talismano, Peter Crown, and then Downstairs Party now is closing ground. Delcrest Brant alongside T. Woodley, and Delcrest Brant has taken over. Yank My Halo, though, is trying to come on through and pull an upset. It is Delcrest Brant, Yank My Halo, and then on the inside, T. Woodley, and kicking late is Downstairs Party to come on down the lane. Delcrest Brand. Delcrest Brand as they come to the finish with Yank My Halo. Delcrest Brand and Yank My Halo. Delcrest Brand wins it. Yank My Halo was second. Downstairs Party third. And Talismana was fourth. Delcrest Brand 2-5 on the board. It wasn't looking good for a while there, Rob, but it made quite a move to get up into the picture.
Yeah, I thought, it's one of those ones where, he's a long way out of it early on, but kind of confident when you see that the half flashed up in 56-4, right? That they were moving pretty well up front, and he's the kind of horse that can benefit from that. Now, kind of, made that 3-wide move and kind of got picked up again by Yank My Halo. They were kind of battling it out, but he's a horse that, I don't think typically when he gets to the lead, gets beaten, at that point, doesn't get picked up again from behind. And I was pretty confident he'd get his head up in front at the wire, and he does it. 2-5 though. I mean, he got hammered late. All the late money came in. Early money and late money all went to Delcrest Brent, and he converts though at 2-5 favoritism.
And we see Downstairs Party comes flying late, and he's only beaten a length and a half from post 8. One you could use on the ticket at 40-1. That's why I wanted to mention that, because we already seen it from post 8 before.
Yeah, another nice effort from Downstairs Party, and a horse that's always been a versatile type, and one that I'm kind of happy to get behind at a price just underneath tonight, but better post draw against this group, and I think he can be right there at the wire.
And Yank My Halo is definitely one that raced, considering 10-1, so it's a pretty nice ticket.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the thing is that 2-5 wins it. But we saw throughout the betting, 2 horses took all the support, right? Delcrest Brent, Tijuana Sealster. Tijuana Sealster breaks behind the gate. We should get some pretty nice exotics here.
Yeah, it helped out under Delcrest Brent, the 2-5 favorite. Back in front of us is Delcrest Brent, a 5-year-old Il Sango Dream brown gelding, owned by Laura Toscani and Steve Houdon. Laura Toscani, the trainer, it's the 3rd win this year for Delcrest Brent, 9th lifetime, 157 flat. The 6th race payouts: 1 Delcrest Brand, $290, $220, $210. 7 Yank My Halo, $590, $368. Downstairs Party, $610. $2 exactor, $15.20. $1 try, $211.05. $1 super, $680. 8240. The sixth race order of finish 1465783. That's 1465783 in the bottom.
Del Crest Brent captures race number 6 as the heavy favorite. Took a lot more support than I expected there. We're still trucking in our late pick 5 wager, but we're still going to jump in on this late pick 4, starting right here in race number 7. Low takeout 15%, and don't stray too far from our ticket that we like in that pick 5. We're going 2, 4, 6 here in race number 7. Going 3 deep in a field of 6. Real competitive looking trotting event. Chulo, obviously one that's going to take a lot of support off that win last time out at Georgian Downs. Before that was racing well at Mohawk Park. But he's a horse who's made miscues before. And I didn't want to, be, getting behind him as a hefty favorite. So I think he's got a big chance in here. But I do go with the 2, 4, and 6 here to kick it off. Number 5, Del Diggity, single for me and all my multi-leg wagers in race number 8, won 2 in a row. In Sarnia, for Cliff McGuire off the claim, and a horse that's just piled up a ton of victories this year, 11 for 20 with 14 top 2 finishes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8 in race 9. Tricky looking trotting event. Going to look for a price in there, obviously, but I think we're in the neighborhood of the logical horses. Red Overblock, one that I'm very intrigued by. First start back off a layoff, as well as back in Ontario, and he was one that had some success early in his career here in the province. Race number 10, the 3 and 4, Docs Philly Cheese and Ideal Perception. With tickets, definitely going to be single to Ideal Perception. I'll press that one in that money leg. But I do think those are the two that the race goes through, expecting them to kind of line up 1-2, and may the best horse win in the stretch. But Ideal Perception, top choice, Docs Philly Cheese, second choice in that money leg race number 10. We're going to get a look at Conley's ticket. I know he didn't see that finale like that. I mean, he's got them both, but I think he also spread out. It is the top condition class for pacers. Sometimes it gets a little bit wild in the early stages, and it figures to be a great horse race. He's going 2-6 though here in race number 7. So he's got Delgado along with Chulo, 4 and 5 in race 8. So he's added Soundbite Hanover, who's in fantastic form right now with Del Diggity. And then in race 9, the 1 and 4, Zip Me Up and Red Overbach. And then that money leg, the finale on the nights, 1, 3, 4, and 9. So he's added in the 1 Beach Tour and the 9 Let's Get Pickled in with 3 Docs Philly Cheese and 4 Ideal Perception, $6.40 for Conley's ticket. We got a couple of minutes to map out your winning wagers for this late pick 4 sequence. Same low takeout of 15%. And Gary and I will come back, take a closer look at race number 7 after the post parade.
Field 4, race number 7 is on parade. Number 1, She's Beer League, Anthony Hunt for Jared Bothwell. Number 2, Delgado, Colin Kelly for Robert Young and Pollock Racing. And number 3 is Top of the Bar. George Kentros drives and trains and owns. Number 4 is Insanity, Jason Ryan for Ben Hollingsworth and Michael Goldberg. Five is Prince Archie, Steve Houdon for Laura Toscani and Gino Toscani. And number 6 is Chulo. It is Eddie Hensley for Ashley Hensley. Let's get a look at this field for race number 7. A good field of trotters, small in numbers but large in talent. We're going to start with your top pick, Rob, number 4, Insanity, and 2-1 on the board. Getting a fair amount of love, but not the favorite right now. And I mentioned earlier tonight that we had a lot of different opinions through the evening. I managed to get the jump on you in the second race, but since then it's been all you. After Archimedes, it's been all you in terms of the races. We have a difference of opinion, and we also share that, have a difference of opinion again here in the 7th. Insanity, fill me in.
Well, Insanity, I thought, has just been racing really well here at the River, as well as at Western Fair before that. That victory two back came right in this class and showed versatility on that one. Sat, forwardly placed in the three, got in the three hole, and then ended up coming around them for the victory. One of the fastest trotters off the car that that I've seen. And I just think that I'd rather kind of go with a horse for course at a price than take a short one on Chulo here, who I figure would take a lot of support at the windows. So Insanity's been racing at the top of his game for trainer Ben Hollingsworth. You see that 12 on the board finishes in 21 tries, just 3 victories. But, I really think some of his runner-up finishes were tremendous efforts. So happy to put him on top here. And like you said, though, very deep field and talent in the 6-horse dash in the top condition class for trotters.
Well, and you're doubling down trying to beat Chulo and get yourself a nice exactor ticket, and it certainly would be an excellent ticket. And Delgado certainly belongs in the consideration.
Yeah, Delgado, I think, is one, and there he is right now. He's such a sharp-looking horse, right? He's pretty to look at, that's for sure, and he looks pretty fired up there tonight. You get Colin Kelly for a follow-up steer. I like that when a driver gets aboard and then gets that second drive on him. Last time out, faced a top condition class at Georgian Downs. Now comes over to the River, and was victorious over that venue two back and was racing well, as high as the preferred level here not too long ago. So he's got an inside draw. Lots of early foot. I think he's going to get forwardly placed, and I thought he'd be a reasonable price on the board. And right now, he's exactly that at 5-1. So I don't mind his chances at all.
Number 6, Chulo, when I was announcing at Georgian last time, left out of post 8, and didn't matter that it was 3 wide to the opening quarter and won by 13 1/4.
Yeah, and I mean, that's, no one is 1785 last 3 there, right? So kind of a soft spot, well, a real soft spot for Chulo. 5 cents in the dollar that occasion. Before that, had been facing off against decent condition horses at Mohawk Park, and he squandered 2 victories. Right there on the page, you'll see those were 2 races that he was likely going to win before making those miscues, but did obviously convert in the bottom condition at Mohawk Park towards the end of May, won with ease on that occasion. So he's a horse that can be his own worst enemy. Tons of talent. Even money, I couldn't get there as a top choice because I figured he'd get bet off the board. Wouldn't be surprised to see it even go lower come post time.
Number 5, Prince Archie, was on fire early. The last couple races, 5th place finishes, but moves down. Have we fallen asleep on Prince Archie, and does he wake up here?
We might have. It's tough making that transition, right? Going from those non-winners of lifetime classes and right to the fire, to top condition, then preferred. So, I mean, I think this is kind of a spot that he can be competitive in. Shouldn't mind a short field. I mean, he can race from anywhere. I don't think getting to the front in here is going to be like the likely trip scenario because there's so much speed in this race. But I think you might hear from him in the late stages. 7-1, not a terrible number. But I think he's got to settle for the bottom spot in the exotics.
Chulo is 3-5, so I like your 7-2 choice on Insanity. That is definitely not crazy. It's a much better idea. It's a field of 6 for race number 7. They're all in position. 7th race trotters are at the start of the rough, and marching out with authority comes Insanity. Delgado is swinging on the inside as well. Then top of the barn, she's Beer League. Then Prince Archie and Chulo's racing on the outside. Second from last is Prince Archie's on the inside trailing. Insanity is trying to stride on and get the lead now. Insanity's clear to the front. Racing second is Delgado, and Chulo doesn't want a seat, just keeps driving on the outside. And then she's Beer League. Then top of the barn, Prince Archie, and they race off the turn of a 27-1 opening quarter. Insanity. And Chulo on the outside is moving up and looking to challenge Insanity right now. Then Delgado is racing third. She's Beer League and top of the bar, and Prince Archie. And Chulo now is trying to clear to the lead on the turn against Insanity. It is Chulo and Hurricane Hensley storming to the front. Insanity is second, Delgado is third. She's Beer League, and then top of the bar, and then Prince Archie. Chulo 1-2 is leading by a couple of lengths. Insanity is second. Delgado third. Racing fourth is She's Beer League, and then top of the bar and Prince Archie. Chulo by a couple of lengths for Hurricane Hensley. Insanity and Jason Ryan is second. Delgado is third. She's Beer League is fourth. And now Prince Archie kicks into gear, and top of the bar is trailing the field. And they head to three quarters, and Chulo looks sharp on top, but Insanity hasn't gone away. And Delgado is third. Now Prince Archie has come on to get fourth, and then it is She's Beer League in top of the bar. Three quarters, 125 and 3. And Chulo, Insanity, Delgado third, and Prince Archie fourth. And Chulo, as they turn for home, had to work to get the lead. We'll see if it matters on down the stretch where they come. Chulo and Insanity. Chulo just keeps on going and chewing up ground, and is going to win it by 2. Insanity second, Prince Archie third, Delgado fourth, 155 and 3. Chulo is 1-2, but made it look like that price was exactly right, Rob.
Yeah, I certainly did. I mean, again, kind of for me, I was using others in there and going against a horse that I've seen jump it off and squander victories before. So, but listen, when he's got it right between the ears and he holds it together, I mean, he's obviously a really talented trotter, and he showed again tonight. Obviously, beat a softer group by a big margin last time out. But you're right, had to work hard to get to the lead this time, and really didn't require much urging at all to get to the wire first for Ed Hensley and Team Hensley. Chucks another win here at the River, and a nice one at that with Chulo, who I mean again is probably would have two more victories on his card this year if not for those late miscues.
Yeah, look at you're not insane if you go against a 1-2 horse, and Insanity was the one to try at least.
Yeah, and I can't be upset with that effort. He raced really well in defeat, second at 3-1, and a horse that's been in really good form, right, as we mentioned earlier. So another nice one for him. He's been a runner-up finisher a lot. Typically in those races, it's been against a horse like Chulo or an odds-on type. So take nothing away from the fact that he's just 3 for 22 this season.
And I only get a 1-2 on top, but I do get the try. Prince Archie was better. 6-4-5, my top three.
Well, there you go. You hit it cold, right? Cold try for Gary Guy, and yeah, Prince Archie is. Again, it's going to take probably time to get acclimated to race against those kind of horses, right? I mean, you come up the ranks and you beat up on non-winners of lifetime types, and now you got to face, seasoned race horses that have almost 300,000 made, almost 200,000 made. So it obviously, price of poker goes up, but he certainly proved he belongs, finishing third tonight.
Well, it is a 6-4-5-2 is the top four, and coming back in front of us is the winner of the seventh race, number 6, Chulo, 5-year-old What the Hill Bay horse, owned by Ashley and Ed Hensley. Ashley Hensley, the trainer, the winning drive to Hurricane Eddie Hensley. He rocked him like a hurricane. 5th win this year, and the 11th lifetime. Chulo, 155 and 3.
Reach its own.
The seventh race payout: 6 Chulo, $3, 220, 210 for Insanity, 290, 225 Prince Archie, 230, $2 exact for 6 $10 try, $10, super, 1950. Seventh race order finish from the top, 6-4-5-2-3-1. That's 6-4-5-2-3-1. Field for the eighth race on parade. One Pop the Bubbly, Preston Shaw for Emily Leake. Number 2, Langley Sealster, Colin Keller for Joe Pereira and Chelsea Pereira. Number 3 is Little Mary, Mike Salas for Link Stable. And 4, Soundbite Hanover, Travis Henry for Tyler Schlottman and Kevin Skilton. Claim entered on the 4, Soundbite Hanover. 5 is Del Diggity, Austin Sorry for Clifford McGuire, Nance McGuire. And number 6 is a Disruptor, Anthony Hunt for Meg Crone and Chris Nickel. Number 7, Cove Beach, Daryl Thiessen for Chris Hill. Number 8 is Miss Sophia Rose. Jason Ryan for Mark Goddard and William Brown. And 9 is Better Deal. Brett McDonough for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. Let's get a look at this field, and right away we'll start with a look at number 5, Del Diggity, and one that, well, the last couple races make me wonder why I didn't take this one on top, but you certainly were smart enough to do so, and Del Diggity is sitting at 4-5.
And I've seen a lot of Del Diggity, right? Whether it be at Mohawk Park or beyond Gary, and I mean she's racked up the victories this year, right? 11 for 20, and she's got 14 top 2 finishes over that span, and I think those 14 top 2 finishes, are certainly more recent too in her efforts. She went on a big win streak too. I think she had 6 in a row earlier in the year at Mohawk Park and was just dominating horses around this level and getting claimed a few starts ago by Cliff McGuire, and then a couple of dominating victories at Sarnia. So getting here to the River now, right in the same class she's been winning in by margin as well, looking fantastic out there. And I actually prefer the fact that she's missed, about a week between starts. Because I think she races better like that, right? She's a horse that, races a lot over the course of the season. And I've noticed that when she does miss a week between starts, she usually fires pretty nicely. So expecting her to be odds on come post time. I don't, see her getting beat against this group, but I think she wins 3 in a row.
Well, I got to tell you, the actual reason why I didn't take her is because I knew I had Chulo last race, and I didn't want to be backing too many odds-on horses. So you got to take a flyer. Like last race, you took a flyer. My flyer is Soundbite Hanover, your second choice.
Yeah, I like Soundbite Hanover here as the one underneath. I think she's got to be the main player and the one that if you want to upset Del Diggity that you go to, because she's been in fantastic form. She's been second or better in 3 of her last 4. She was a winner at this level June 17th at a juicy price of 8-1. She's got tactical speed. She's going to likely fire off the gate. She's claimed tonight. A lot of boxes being ticked for Soundbite Hanover. Wouldn't be surprised if the lineup is some combination of 4-5-5-4 because, well, there is a bit of speed towards the inside with one like Langley Sealster. Doesn't have the kind of speed that those two have. So I think it might be those two around the racetrack. I just don't know if Del Diggity is going to be able to be held off by Soundbite Hanover if she comes with her A game.
I was tempted to use a disruptor as the one to get the job done because has been facing tougher, but I just haven't been completely enamored with her.
She's kind of been she's kind of the intriguing one, right? Because you're right, she's been racing against the tougher claiming handicap horses, and her last 2 had to settle for minor awards, but before that she was right in the thick of it, and didn't miss by much to dial me up after going a long way in the lead on June 14th. So she's probably an overlay right now at 7-1. I mean, that price is probably an overlay. I just know that I kind of sometimes just have rose-colored glasses for Del Diggity because of what she's done this year, and a lot of the times I've backed her, she's come through. But again, I think everyone else is looking at it that way too, and that's why you're getting such a juicy price on a disruptor. I think one that you have to use in the ticket, though.
And Better Deal has to deal with the trailer post, but is one that is sent out of a top barn.
Yeah, and she's been doing good things. I mean, she was a winner first start for Ashley Lenvoy, came back with a 4th, and then was second last time out to play Adu Hurrah, who's a nice horse in her own right. I just thought that trailing post tonight against the 2 that we've kind of got on top, even the 3 we have in the top 3 positions, it's going to be tough sledding for her. But definitely a smaller share or bottom end of the trier super is possible.
It's Pop the Bubbly and Langley Sealster and Little Mary on the inside. Soundbite Hanover, Del Diggity in the center of the outside of Disruptor Cove Beach, Miss Sophia Rose, and the second tier, Better Deal. Field of 9, race number 8 into the backstretch. And the field for the 8th race, gathering speed, nearing the start. And there at the start of the rough, Soundbite Hanover is going to leave very quickly. Soundbite Hanover, then it is Langley Sealster and Pop the Bubbly and a disruptor on the outside. Del Diggity is relaxing away 5th, and then Better Deal, and then it is Little Mary and Cove Beach and Miss Sophia Rose. Soundbite Hanover at 4-1's got the lead. A disruptor is 2nd. Pop the Bubbly is racing 3rd, and then 4th Langley Sealster, Del Diggity, and then back to Better Deal as they race off the turn. Then it is back for the Little Mary and Cove Beach, and trailing the field as they work their way on past us is Miss Sophia Rose. But right now, Sound by ahead of her is leading by about 2.5 lengths, 27 seconds opening quarter. A Disruptor at 16 to 1 is racing second. Pop the Bubbly third, and then on the inside, Langley Silster. Now Del Diggity to the outside, but has a lot of work to do. Is first over and is about 10 lengths or so off the lead, off a lively half though, 55 and 4. Then it is Better Deal in Cove Beach, and back to Little Mary, and Miss Sophia Rose and Soundbite ahead of her is looking to bottom out the field. A Disruptor is second, Pop the Bubbly third, and then Del Diggity is making headway. Now is coming onto the scene, racing fourth, and then Langley Silster to the inside, and then it is back to Better Deal and Cove Beach. Then we've got Little Mary and Miss Sophia Rose. Soundbite Hanover still is sharp though, 3/4, 124 and 4. Soundbite Hanover, a Disruptor and Del Diggity. Better Deal is kicking in late with Pop the Bubbly, and then Langley Silster. Soundbite Hanover getting a little weary. Better Deal down the center of the track. Soundbite Hanover. Better Deal in the center of the track. Better Deal is closing hard. Soundbite Hanover. Better Deal and Del Diggity is coming as well. Better Deal was better. Soundbite Hanover, Del Diggity, and Cove Beach. Mile of 154 and 4. Rob, you could see it coming because, Soundbite Hanover had a reason to be running out of steam, and Better Deal was coming better than the rest.
Yeah, you're right. You can see it coming kind of on the turn for home when Soundbite Hanover kind of short and stride. And Del Diggity, when she didn't kind of brush towards the lead, I said, okay, it's not her night. I mean, she's a horse that when she's on her game, you can see it out there. And while she did kind of make her presence felt again late in the mile, she just kind of didn't have that pop I've seen from her in the past. But Better Deal, one that I thought would have to settle for a smaller share tonight. She ends up getting the lion's share, and she was so good in her first start for this barn, and she's been doing nothing wrong since, and ends up kind of being opportunistic at the end here when Soundbite Hanover short and stride in the stretch. So Better Deal at 8-1 for those who backed her. It's a nice price.
Yeah, and it was, we both had this one as one of the top four. And look, I was trying to beat Del Diggity, just used the wrong animal.
Yeah, sometimes right. It's the right idea, wrong result, and really, I mean, this should be a good exacta, right? You get Del Diggity back to third, anyways, and yeah, I mean, somebody never did nothing wrong on her effort. I mean, she's claimed we knew she was going her the name of her game is early speed and speed throughout, and she set hot fractions before coming back to them, and it almost worked out.
Well, she did beat Del Diggity. Problem was that wasn't the only one you had to beat, and Better Deal was better than them all. But it was still an interesting dash, and I like that. Let's go chase it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and the thing is too is Better Deal is a horse that by all rights has really improved with each of her starts, right? So nice job by Ashley Lenvoy to keep her kind of moving in the right direction. Just her second victory in 21 tries this season, and Pop the Bubbly rounding out the superfecta to help out with that payout, 22-1.
And an 8-1, he lives up to his name because he is the Better Deal here. Back in front of us, Better Deal, 5-year-old Better is Delight Brown Barrel by Gino Toscani, trained by Ashley Lenvoy. Second win this year, 7th win lifetime, Better Deal, 154 and 4. That's a new career mark for Better Deal. Eighth race payouts, 9 better deal, $19, $6.20, and $3. 4 Soundbite Hanover, $442.20. 5 Del Diggity, $2.10. $2 exactors, $74.50. Dollar tries, $71.85. Dollar super, $281.05. Eighth race. Order finish from the top. 479-236-581. That's 479-236-581 on the bottom. The eighth race claiming information for Soundbite Hanover. The new trainer will be Cassidy Schneider. Field for the ninth race on parade. One Zip Me Up, Jason Ryan for Mark Goddard and Howard Kaufman, and Bryn Mawr and Joshua Kaufman. Number 2, Toscano Girl, Jay Harris for Caitlin Graham. And 3, Taxico Man, Travis Henry for Francis Gilmet and Erica Beausejour. 4 is Red Overbach, but there is 5. 7 iron, Daryl Thiessen for Rick Ziron and Stacy Smith Robinson. Number 6, SG Goliath King, Brett McDonough for James Hasty and Keith Hasty. Number 7 is Oki Healy, Garrett Rooney for Cassidy Schneider and Charlene Waters. 8 is Katkin Morgan, Sammy Fillion for Roy Jeffries. And to that one's right is number 4, Red Overbach, Scotty Coulter for Courtney Bishop and Rock One Stable. Let's stay right there with number 4, Red Overbach. And well, Rob, in this one we both have a different choice on top. This is the last of the ones that we have different choice, and you're one up on me, so I need to tie it up because we're together in the 10th race, of course, with Ideal Perception. And Red Overbach is, well, there's some things that scared me off of this one. The X's on the dance card and the time off.
Yeah, time off, and I mean the breaks that you see there. This is now, for Courtney Bishop though, and off a decent qualifier, second to Salem Sealster at Mohawk Park, and this is a horse, Gary, that early in his career, looked pretty promising. Grassroots winner, second career start, gold winner, fourth career start. And then, kind of wasn't able to kind of, live up to that after those efforts. Certainly was a useful horse in his first couple seasons of racing, and has shown, some of that as well last season. But now we'll see if he can kind of, get back to it and back to his winning ways in his fourth start this year and racing off a layoff. But I've always been a fan of this horse. He's a chestnut, pretty to look at. And again, I think he can certainly handle this group with anything close to his best, but 9 to 5 is not all that great of a price.
And here's some useless information. This will be the 12th different racetrack that he's raced at in his career, and he's only just starting his 5-year-old campaign. Number 2, Toscano Girl. Look, in this bottom track class, all of them will have something that you're not enamored with, and with Toscano Girl, it'll be the recent form.
Yeah, recent form, obviously, not all that great, but last time did face obviously tougher against Wallinack, P.L. Quinella, looks like a good fella. Before that, the Boss Band. I mean, I think we'd be backing any one of those horses against this group. And if you just go down to that bottom line of the program, June the 4th was a winner against similar company at Georgian Downs, and last year 6 for 42, this year 3 for 16. So kind of still on track for those kind of numbers, but hit the board with a lot more frequency last season. So she's got to maybe find some more to replicate that year. But I think this is the right spot for her to get a confidence boost, and I think she can be in the mix throughout. But she's also shown she can race from off the pace. The price is definitely right at 9 to 2. She fits in nicely with this group.
My top pick, Zip Me Up, has some negatives as well. Kind of wind shy, and the form isn't good. But what enticed me was the inside and dropping in class.
Yeah, I think inside class drop. I mean, just 3 for 59, right, on his career. 2 victories over the course of the last 2 seasons. So he's basically got 1 victory every season of his racing career. Has hit the board, obviously, with higher percentages. He's got 21 of those on the board finishes, almost 90,000 made. Again, I think he's a horse that, by all rights, should enjoy getting here to the river against this type of group. He's been facing tougher at Mohawk Park, but camera shy. So I could only use him somewhere on the ticket. 3 to 1. Probably an underlay, in my opinion, on the win ticket, but can definitely hit the exotics.
Well, I hope you're not telling me his next win will be next year, because I was hoping it's going to be in the next few minutes. Taxical Man, 7 to 1 is one that will have to come out a little bit better than last time out, but Taxical Man has raced well as recently as just 2 starts ago.
Yeah, love the connections. You know what? You convinced me that he's probably the play at 7-1. I mean, if you're looking for value at a horse, because this is kind of the right kind of spot, right kind of level for him. Look who we beat him last time, Chulo, right? I mean, it got beat by a wide margin, mind you, but even before that, been facing pretty tougher horses. So 8-1 on Tesco, man. Will likely trying to be make noise late in the mile, but that's a big number on him.
Well, it is a field of 8, and we are sharing 2-1 favorite Zip Me Up and Red Overbach. Taking up their position, Zip Me Up, Toscano Girl, Texaco Man in the center, Red Overbach and 7-iron. On the outside, SG Goliath King, Oki Healy, and Catkin Morgan. And Red Overbach right now has to do some work to catch up to the gate. And now Toscano Girl has gone off stride. Field for the 9th race is nearing the start. And they're up in position, and Red Overbach was able to catch the gate and then moves out alertly. Toscano Girl and 7-iron. And as they drive on into the turn, Zip Me Up is on the inside, now taking third. 7-irons to the outside. Then it is back to Catkin Morgan and Texaco Man. Then it's SG Goliath King and Oki Healy. But right now, Toscano Girl has got the front. Toscano Girl and Red Overbach is racing second. And then Zip Me Up is third, and then it is 7-iron and Texaco Man as they work their way on around the turn. Then it is back to Catkin Morgan and SG Goliath King, and then trailing the field is Oki Healy, and they work their way on towards us. Toscano Girl and Jay Harris has the lead. Toscano Girl at 10-1 right now, leading as they work their way on up towards the half off that 28-1 opening quarter, and Red Overbach is right along in second. Zip Me Up now is going to zip up first over and move aggressively. And then it is 7-iron and Texaco Man and Catkin Morgan, SG Goliath King and Oki Healy. But it's a 57-1 halftime put up by Toscano Girl. Zip Me Up on the outside has moved up, racing third, Red Overbach. Now Texaco Man is a little closer as they work their way on towards three quarters. Toscano Girl, Zip Me Up, the 4-5 favorite, is trying to zip up on even terms, but Toscano Girl has not packed it in and leads it by a length. Zip Me Up is chipping away. Red Overbach is on the inside, and Texaco Man. Then it is back to Catkin Morgan and 7-iron, and it is Toscano Girl. Zip Me Up is chipping away. Zip Me Up now as the field turns for home. Zip Me Up and Toscano Girl, they're still going at it. Zip Me Up with a slim lead, Toscano Girl, and then darting to the inside is Red Overbach, 3 across the track. Up the inside, Red Overbach. On the outside, Zip Me Up. Zip Me Up wins it over Red Overbach. Catkin Morgan third, and Texaco Man 157-3. Well, the two favorites close to a post time were right there close at the finish, but it ends up being Zip Me Up on the outside, Rob.
Yeah, Zip Me Up at 4-5, and really that support at 4-5 comes for one reason. The Toscano Girl and Red Overbach, I mean, one had made a break in stride, the other one was trying to catch the gate. So I think the Bellbetters were looking for an option, and Zip Me Up was the one they went to. Good effort, first over a long way. Oddly enough, it ends up lining up the two horses that were probably a play against off the gate. End up kind of sitting 1-2 for most of the mile. And Red Overbach, I thought, gives a pretty good effort up the passing lane late. I think it's been really difficult to close at the passing lane over this new service, and I thought he made a pretty good account of himself coming up the inside late, and of course not racing in a long time as well. Zip Me Up, though, good first over victory. Horse has been very camera shy throughout his career. Now has a 2-win season.
Yeah, 2 in the same season.
Yeah.
Well, and every
Doubles
once in a
up.
while. So now we're even, and we'll stay even for the night. But listen, that was a Zip Me Up. It certainly is not exactly one that wins very often, and that had to do with the hard way first up. So that was not, he didn't steal a win.
No, he didn't. I mean, Toscano Girl, obviously, it's tough to, make that break, get back down, and get to the lead. So I think we'll have to kind of, maybe give her another chance sometime in the near future. Floated up to 10-1, likely because of that miscue. Catkin Morgan closed up nicely to be third at 20-1, but you're right. Zip Me Up. Full marks for the effort tonight. I mean, and we've seen it work, right? That transition, Mohawk Park to Grand River, and actually Mark Goddard, as a trainer, has actually done that with horses. We saw it with Talismano, so that's a trend to look forward to in the future.
It's a 1-4-8-2. Back in front of us is number 1, Zip Me Up, a 4-year-old Wheelin' and Dealin' Bay Gelding, owned by Howard Kaufman and Bryn Mawr, Joshua Kaufman. Mark Goddard, the trainer. Jason Ryan's the winning driver. Second win this year and the 4th lifetime for Zip Me Up. The 9th race. Payouts 1, Zip Me Up, 370, 240, and 250. 4, Red Overbach, 340 and 280. And 8, Catkin Morgan, $6. $2 exact, $18.20. Dollar Tribe, $95.75. Dollar Super, $497.95. the ninth race over a finish from the top. 145-267-83. That's 145-267-83 on the bottom. Field for the 10th on parade. One is Beach Tour. It's Mike Horner driving and training for RAW Wine and Mark Horner. Number 2 is Ham Sandwich. Steve Houdon for Laura Toscani And Delora trains and shares in ownership with Steve Houdon. 3 is Doc's Philly Cheese. Garrett Rooney for Brittany Kennedy, who trains and partners with Money Clip Racing. Number 4 is Ideal Perception. Anthony Hahn for Anthony Beaton and Lisa Lafort. 5 is Artie's Ideal. Samuel Filya for Robert Kyle Fellows at Hut Racing. Number 6, You Can Have It All. Eddie Hensley for Ashley Hensley. Number 7, Drinkin' Buddy. Tyler Moore for Heather Pickett and Rick Pickett. 8 is Harry G. Brett Madonna for Duncan Gillis and Christina Saftik. And 9 is Let's Get Pickled. Dale Spence for Mackenzie Spence and Brock McClellan. Field of 9, race 10, a strong field for this 10th and final dash. And Rob, I wanted to try to find a way to go against Ideal Perception, and then that last race just kept popping into my mind, and I said, okay, don't be an idiot. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Don't be a bigger idiot than you already are. Go with Ideal Perception.
Oh, come on. You're being hard on yourself, Gary. But no, Ideal Perception for me, kind of the same boat. Like, you're looking at this race and trying to see if there's value to be had. He just raced tremendously well last time, right? He tried to go forward off the switch, was kind of stacked up early, got into the 3-hole, and it didn't matter late. I mean, when he had to take a hold and decide to kind of sit a trip this time around, I thought, okay, this is going to be big trouble for a horse like Ideal Perception, who loves the engine. But he raced tremendously well in victory, and I think it's hard to have to come right back to him. Moving in 2 spots on the gate as well, I think he's going to try to control things this time out. And I love his chances tonight, and I think that price is going to keep shortening up. I can't imagine 2-1. We've seen higher than that through the betting. I think he goes down significantly before post time.
We both agree that the 3 and 5 are the two. If you're going to take a shot at Ideal Perception, we alternated. You went with the 3 second, and I went with the 5. But 3 Doc's Philly Cheese, you can't take much away from the way he's been racing the last couple of starts.
You know, he took a lot of money last time out, and deservingly so, off that real strong effort at Dresden Raceway. He absolutely obliterated his competition on that occasion, came here and I thought raced tremendously well. Sat a 2-hole trip throughout, and went past Sportsline in the stretch, and would have been a winner if Ideal Perception just wasn't on another level on that night, as he is many nights here at Grand River. So I think he's the logical one underneath, and the one that if you do want to try to beat Ideal Perception, the one you should go to, because he might end up sitting a 2-hole trip to one like Ideal Perception tonight, and maybe with that trip scenario again, he can get the job done this time out.
Well, strong connections and 14 wins since the 1st of January last year. 5 Artie's Ideal, though, is the one that I used for second. And look, Artie's Ideal didn't work out at Mohawk last race, but is one that was showing some good flash here in this class the previous starts.
Yeah, he's certainly shown that he can be more than competitive at the preferred level on the B tracks, and he's hit the board with frequency in those spots. I saw him get a lot of tough trips at the raceway in London as well before this meet started. So he's very fast off the car in his own right, but because of the post draw, I think it's going to be tough for him to get around the 3 and the 4 in the early stages, so he might have to just kind of tuck in for a trip. But a horse that by all rights can land on the ticket on here, and he's about the right number on the board right now at 9-2.
Number 1 Beach Tour finished second to Reactor Now back here June the 24th. You think, yeah, well, so what? But Reactor Now, we've seen, loves it here.
Yeah, he does. I mean, there's something in the Allura air for Reactor Now. He's won both of his 2 tries over this surface, and this one only got beat a neck as the favorite, mind you, too, on June the 24th. So you've got to think that Rail Control, that one's got a chance to make some noise tonight, and I think he's got to be everywhere in your high 5 ticket. We've seen the pole position land on that wager just as much here over the new surface.
And You Can Have It All is one that was facing some tougher company at Mohawk, then dropped in here last race below this level, and that could be a good tightener, that win.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, one of those ones too where you get the confidence boost as well. I mean, you're facing softer now. You start to the top condition class, but he should be feeling good about himself. And I think 6-1 might be a bit short for me on a win ticket, but one you've got to have in the high five.
It's a field of 9, the 10th and final dash. Beach Tour ham sandwich, dogs, Philly cheese on the inside. In the center, Ideal Perception and Artie's Ideal to the outside. You can have it all, drinking buddy and Harry G. Let's get pickled. It's a field of 9 for the 10th and final dash. They are moving in behind the gate at the start. And the finale is underway, and timing the gate, Artie's Ideal comes blasting out with Ideal Perception. Artie's Ideal and Ideal Perception, Doc's Philly Cheese, Beach Tour, Ham Sandwich. Then it is Let's Get Pickled and You Can Have It All, and back to Drinking Buddy and Harry G. And Ideal Perception's got the lead. Artie's Ideal tried to time the gate, but Ideal Perception and Anthony Hunt wanted nothing to do with that. And this one's in the pocket as Ideal is racing along second, and third, Doc's Philly Cheese, and racing fourth is Ham Sandwich as they race their way off the turn, and they come on towards us. And now racing fourth is Beach Tour, then Ham Sandwich, and then it is Let's Get Pickled, and You Can Have It All, and Drinking Buddy and Harry G. But they race up to the half off a 26-1. It was a lively opening quarter. Ideal Perception and Anthony Hahn enjoying the view on top. Artie's Ideal is racing second. Doc's Philly Cheese is third, and Beach Tour on the inside. You Can Have It All is now starting to move on the outside, and popping up from third comes Doc's Philly Cheese. Ham Sandwich is sandwiched along to the inside. Sixth now. Drinking Buddy is seventh. Let's Get Pickled and Harry G. It is Ideal Perception with a front. Doc's Philly Cheese is trying to get a little closer and is moved to within about 3/4 of a length. On the inside third, Artie's Ideal. Then it is You Can Have It All, who's up to fourth. Beach Tour fifth, racing on the outside position. Sixth now is Drinking Buddy. Then it is Ham Sandwich and Let's Get Pickled and Harry G. 3/4, 122-4. And it is still Ideal Perception. Doc's Philly Cheese hasn't gone away, and Artie's Ideal is looking to explode up the inside. And You Can Have It All and Drinking Buddy. Ideal Perception. Doc's Philly Cheese is getting closer. Ideal Perception. Doc's Philly Cheese. Doc's Philly Cheese. Artie's Ideal on the inside. Doc's Philly Cheese wins it. Artie's Ideal was second. Then it was Ideal Perception, and charging late looked like Let's Get Pickled. 151-3. Doc's Philly Cheese.
Doc's Philly Cheese with a monstrous effort, right? I mean, that's no easy feat to run down Ideal Perception. And you know what? When he pulled first over, when he did, I said, wow. I said, Garrett Rooney, he must think he's got a lot of horse, because this is a pretty, bold move to make against one like Ideal Perception, who doesn't give up the lead very easily, and was the winner last time when these two met. Well, this time, Doc's Philly Cheese grinds that one down and goes by before the wire, and actually Ideal Perception fades back to third too. So it's going to even make these exotics pay even more. Doc's Philly Cheese 7-2 again. One that I had pegged for second. Thought he was the one to play if you're looking for an upsetter. Raced really well for the victory. That's a monster effort in 151-3. A horse that's been in fantastic form for Brittany Kennedy, and now goes out there and really knocks down that lifetime mark from 154 flat down to 151-3.
And Garrett Rooney gets the win, but the assist probably goes to Sammy Fillion, because Artie's Ideal probably made Ideal Perception and Anthony Hahn work just a little bit more than he might have wanted to. Just enough there going to the quarter.
And it's interesting, in this class, Gary, the last two starts, right, tonight and last week, the horse that wins is the horse that sits in the 3-hole, which isn't something you usually see, right? Usually it's a horse, sitting first or second. But I think, that has a lot to do with it, right? Softened up early last time. Ideal Perception kind of backed off, sat in the 3-hole. This time it was Artie's Ideal and Ideal Perception doing that in the early stages. And Doc's Philly Cheese took back and sat in the 3-hole. So masterful steer, really, all things considered, by Garrett Rooney, who was on fire yesterday at Dresden Raceway and wins our finale tonight, and really our feature, right? Top condition pace.
It was quite an interesting race, and it's a 3-5-4-9-7. We'll talk to you again Wednesday night, Robert. Back in front of us is number 3, Doc's Philly Cheese. 5-year-old, better than Cheddar Bay horse, owned by Brittany Kennedy and Money Clip Racing. Brittany Kennedy is the trainer. Garrett Rooney is the winning driver. It's the 6th win this year. 22nd lifetime for Doc's Philly Cheese. The 10th race payouts, 3 Doc's Philly Cheese. 930, 450, 230, 5 Artie's Ideal, 460, 240, and 4 Ideal Perception, 210, $2 exactor, 31.50, dollar try, 28.50, double of 1 and 3, 17.50. Dollar pick 3, 213.25. Dollar pick 4, 165.30. Dollar pick 5, 253.70. Dollar high 5, 2,200, $2.35. Note the 20-cent high 5 is 440.47. The 10th race order finish from the top is 681. 327 594. That's 681 327 594 on the bottom. Well, fans, that does conclude the live harness racing program for this Monday evening. Action resumes on Wednesday. Our first dash at 6:30 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Casey.